Evening. Welcome again to Throat Punch Thursday. I am Brittany freaking Chavez, here to deliver messages that are necessary, but sometimes a little spicy. We'll see. I don't know. My friends say I'm not spicy, but I feel like I am. So if you are catching this on the replay, please leave me a comment and let me know that you have watched this lovely video. If you are tuning in on the live stream, as always, go ahead and comment, and I would love to get you a reading. These messages are very good, very helpful for divining the energy that surrounds you. And so you can get a personal reading from me tonight. And if you're catching this on the replay, this means that you're in for a bunch of messages, and a lot of them might resonate with you. A lot of them are going to be really good advice, and some of them may move you. So buckle up, my friends. Here we go. As always, to start off our Throat Punch Thursday, we are going to pull a card to talk about the energy that we've been experiencing and to kind of just feel what we've been feeling this week. And I'm going to pull this card from the Ask and It Is Given deck because that is one of my favorites. And like I said, if you're jumping in live, feel free to comment so I can get you a reading after I'm done this general reading. And this one fell out, so here's what we're going with, my friends. This says, every subject is two subjects, the wanted and the not wanted. And it's this little person who's standing on top of a whale. And it says, every subject is really two subjects. There is that which you desire and the lack of it. Often, even when you believe that you're thinking about something that you desire, you're actually just thinking about the exact opposite of what it is that you want. That's great. That is such a good message. So this really talks about a really deeply held belief. And I don't know if I have time to get into like psychology and brain patterning tonight, but I really feel like sometimes we focus so hard on something, and instead of manifesting it into our life and creating space in our life, instead it's like we're pushing up against a brick wall. So sometimes when you desire something and when you're trying to get your energy right and in alignment for it, it's almost like you're pushing against the exact same thing that you want. And so this is called the law of opposites, I think. And maybe I could do a video on that later when I have like good notes on it or something. But basically the idea is, sometimes when you push up against something, you actually push it further away. And so the best way to invite new energies, new partners, new careers, new opportunities into your life is to just go with the flow and let things happen. Keep what you want as a desire in the back of your mind, but don't be thinking too much about how you can't have it or when it's going to happen or what circumstances need to flow for that to enter into your life. Think instead about ways to make yourself easy and ways to make that opportunity easier for you to manifest in your life and in your existence. I think that's a good message for all of us, because I just really feel like that is super important. And it's definitely something that resonates with me. Oh, I dropped one of my cards. Okay, you guys. So I've got a really cool announcement. I went to Spunky Cauldron, and that is a local Oklahoma metaphysical shop. They are great. They have ethically sourced smoke cleansing herbs, crystals, all kinds of stuff. And they've got a bunch of like tarot decks and oracle decks. So when I was there, I found this really cool deck. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic. And what I loved about this was it looks like a really inclusive deck. And so I spent this week kind of getting to know this deck, and I would love to give you guys readings from this deck and messages. So I see over here that Holly Dolly Polly is messaging, and oh, you're so awesome. She says that I look good. I appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and do a reading for Holly Dolly Polly. I always think your name is so fun. And so like always with these Throat Punch Thursday readings, we're going to pick two cards. One card is the energy that surrounds you, and the second card is what would move you forward. What would move you forward out of your experience? And so, Holly, the energy that surrounds you is the princess. Let me show you that. And so she's kind of like sitting probably in a tower. She's got beautiful long hair, which to me is a sign of power, right? And she also has a sword, right? A sword of truth, of justice. And there's a shield also if she needs it. So what this says is sometimes you need to be the knight in your circumstance. Sometimes waiting for your circumstances to change is not the best option for you. Sometimes you need to step up, put on the battle armor, and go to war. So this means, it's probably a little bit heavy energy for the first reading of the night, but this means that whatever is going on in your circumstance, now is the time to move forward with that energy. Now is the time to be proactive. Now is the time to take steps to change your situation, to change what's going on. Oh, and the energy that moves you forward is red. And it's this woman, she's fully clothed, but she's sitting in a bathtub. And there's roses all around her. And this is a message of forgiveness. So what I feel like these two cards together mean is that there's something in your life that you just feel like this is totally unforgivable. And you focusing so much energy on how this is unforgivable and how you can't get closure because the other person won't apologize is actually holding you back from a lot of potential and a lot of energy and a lot of opportunities and a lot of situations that you're hiding from yourself because of this energy configuration that you're currently in. So for me, I would work on forgiveness. I would strongly work on forgiveness for your energy, for your alignment, for moving forward. You know, 2 days from now, right, we're walking into Mercury retrograde. So we're already in that pre-shadow Mercury retrograde phase, right? And Mercury retrograde is a time for introspection, for deep thoughts, and for a really spiritual level up. It's like, I don't know if you guys play video games, but like, it's like you go through all of this time and you learn all these lessons, and then Mercury retrograde comes around and it's like, you're going to assign your experience points. Basically, you're going to level up and you're going to figure out how to manifest and move through these situations. But I strongly feel like forgiveness is a theme that you should be focusing on. And remember, I have a very strong idea about forgiveness, right? I don't feel like you forgive other people. I feel more you forgive yourself. You forgive yourself for allowing yourself to have been in that situation, for putting yourself in that situation, for staying in that situation as long as you did, for putting up with other people. You forgive yourself for what has happened to you, whether it was your fault or not. You forgive yourself. You come to an understanding of forgiveness and you release what other people have done to you. It's not necessarily forgiving somebody or meaning that you have to keep them in your life or talk to them or text them or call them every day. Really, forgiveness is for you. It has nothing to do with the other person. So anger and hatred and a lack of forgiveness oftentimes is like a rope, and we hold on to that rope so tightly because we believe it'll give us security and it'll give us safety, but all it leaves us with is burned hands. So don't burn your hands and release. I hope that helps. So, oh my goodness, a lot of people commented. So you guys who are new to this stream, remember to be nice with me. I am not a person who just does really quick readings. I like to actually sit with people and to give them really good readings. So if you have commented, I will get to you. And like I said, just be patient with me. Just be patient. But we are going to move on. Anna says, it's great to see you. And I'd love a reading. Sure, Anna. So Anna commented, and then a Facebook user commented, I can't tell who you are. So comment again with your name and I will read for you. But Anna commented, we're going to go ahead and read for her. Then we'll read for Brittany. Oh, goodness. Really quick. Holly says, yes, I need to explore what forgiveness is for me and what it means and what it looks like. Exactly. And so, Holly, I gave you my definition of forgiveness. I think everybody needs to come into their own energy, own configuration, own definition of forgiveness. And so I wish you well on that journey. That's wonderful. And then we also have Lizzie who commented from YouTube and OKCMomma. So I will get to you guys. There's another Facebook user commenting. I can't see who you are, so make sure to put your name. But okay, we're going to get back to readings now. We're going to go ahead and read for Anna. Like I said, be nice to me. I take a long time to do readings because I want to give people really, really thorough answers and a really thorough understanding of their energy. So I will get to you if you comment right now. Okay, Anna, we've got 2 cards for you. And the first card, this is the energy that surrounds you. It's called the Escapist. And it's this woman who's in this like really comfortable bed. And it says, come home to yourself. And she's just like in her own little world, like reading and connecting with herself. So what this tells me is that maybe you've had a couple of hectic days. If you guys have watched my Tricania videos about the updates of the energy and how the world is shifting, you know that we've been in pretty thick, heavy, mud-like consistency energy for probably the past 2 or 3 weeks, honestly. And things have been really rough for a lot of people. So Anna, if this is you, I strongly encourage for you to rest more, to tune into yourself more, and really focus on something that you love to do so much that you do it and you forget that time just passes. Like whether that's calling a friend and you just talk for hours and you forget how much time has passed, or, you know, making art or reading a book or whatever it is that helps you connect into yourself, your soul, your spirit. You need to forget about time right now. Forget about time and forget about everything that's going on. And that will help you refresh and regenerate your energy. I strongly feel that now is a time for rest for you. Some people in the Mercury retrograde, they go into a deep introspection, and some people need to go into a deep rest, a deep relaxation, a deep rejuvenation energy. So, and I strongly feel like Mercury retrograde brings you an energy of rest. Nothing bad, right? But rest. And then the energy that moves you forward is the sun. And it says, paint the sun back into your sky. And look at this. This is 2 cards that talk about like creativity and tuning into yourself. So this is a very strong theme for you, Anna. But this woman is standing up on a ladder and it's very dark. There's flowers, but they're kind of wilted. And it's super, super dark in her experience right now. And she's kind of got paint on her and she's painting this good experience into her life. And so, man, what I tell my 6-year-old, I'm going to tell you, Anna, the same thing. But what I tell my 6-year-old is sometimes you have to make your own fun. Sometimes you have to make your own experience. Sometimes it's really hard to find cooperative components that move you forward into what you desire or what you're trying to do next with your life. Sometimes it's really hard to get other people, other places, other things to cooperate. Sometimes you just need to paint your own sun. Sometimes you just need to, you know, take that next step forward or put your foot in the door, one of those things. Take that next step forward and really change your experience for yourself. And once you change your experience for yourself, once you tune into yourself more, once you do more creative things for yourself and express your magic in the way that is fit for you, other people, other places, other situations start to rise to meet you. They start to see your level of cooperation, your level of harmony, your level of balance, and they want to rise up and to meet you, and they want to facilitate that cooperation. People love the energy of cooperation. So if you can have chill in your life, other chill components will come to you and will rise to you and will meet with you and will support you in that. And I hope that one's helpful, Anna. All right, my friends. So we've got Brittany next, and Brittany Glover is my name buddy, and I feel like you watch the streams a lot, so thanks again for popping in here. But we're going to go ahead and pull a couple cards for Brittany, and I do see that a couple people commented down the line. Oh, LaDonna said she would like a reading. Yeah, I've got you. Laken said she would like a reading. I've got you. Stephanie says she would like a reading. Got you. And really quick, Anna says, your reasons are always spot on. Good, Anna, good. I'm glad it was spot on, but I mean, I'm being serious with you. You have to go do something for yourself. I know that's difficult if you're the person who takes care of not just everyone, but everything. It's difficult to tune into yourself. So I'm giving you homework, and your homework is to go have fun. And like I said, forget about time. Forget about it. It's nothing. It's timey-wimey soup puddle, and it's a construct. It's fake, man. It doesn't exist. Okay, Lizzie, I see that you are next on the comment stream. Anybody who is tuning into this live stream, I really super love and appreciate people liking, commenting, sharing on my streams. That super helps. Subscribe if you haven't already. All of that's really good for me, really helpful. It helps me with algorithms, helps me with YouTube, helps me with all that good stuff. And if you have commented, I will get back to you. I will get back to you. And we'll do a reading for you tonight. So Lizzie, we're going to pull 2 cards for you. And like I said, you guys, this is a new deck that I got at Spunky Cauldron. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic. It's so pretty. Oh my goodness. So pretty. Okay, Lizzie, so we've got 2 cards for you. So the first card is Mural, and it says, be your own first priority. This is cool. So here's this card. Here's what this looks like. And this is another kind of creative card, Lizzie. And let me read this one more time. This is a new deck for me. Be your own first priority. I really like this. What I get out of this card is this lady is over here and she's got a cat to take care of. She might have a lot of other things to take care of as well. But instead of doing something practical, instead of going to work or, you know, fixing things, she's working on a mural. She's just doing something that she really loves to do, something that she feels like has to be there. So what this says to me is sometimes there are compounding energy in our lives, right? There's a lot of people, who need us. There's a lot of situations who need us. Sometimes our jobs are really high pressure. Sometimes our family are super high pressure. Everybody has so many needs. But I promise you, if your needs aren't met, you're no good to anybody else. You might be able to help them halfway, or you might be able to help them a quarter of the way, but you can't help people the best and to your full potential unless your full potential is realized. And your full potential cannot be realized unless your needs are met. And so I want you to understand, and everybody else watching the stream, that it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to ask for a day off. It's not selfish to take a rest or take a vacation or to just tell people no sometimes. So this is a really strong energy of making sure that you don't give too much of yourself. So if you're going to give of yourself, if you're going to serve, if you're going to offer people things, services, or money, something like that, if you're going to offer things to people, make sure it's harmonious. Make sure you're only giving what you can afford to give, right? And I don't mean afford in terms of money. I mean, you really need to have strong conversations with your heart and to say, do I have enough time to take this on? Do I have enough energy to take this on? Do I have enough resources to take this on? It's not always about money, but make sure that you're putting yourself first. It's a very strong energy for you, Lizzie. Okay. And Lizzie, your next card, the energy that moves you forward is Castle. And Castle says, now is the time for healing, not for war. Ooh, that's really heavy. I got chills when I read that one for some reason. So what this tells me is the energy moving forward is, Lizzie, maybe you have given too much of yourself and you are feeling some resentment now. You've given way too much of yourself. And what happens if you don't have good balance, if you don't give what you can give freely, you sometimes develop unhealthy expectations, right? Where you give something because somebody asked and you felt bad and you didn't really want to give it to them. And then you end up feeling resentful of them because it's like they don't come through for you. Or it's like when you need something, nobody is there for you. And really, that's not the truth. What the truth is that you're giving too much of yourself. So this is a strong, strong, strong message of balance. I feel like the second card is an affirmation of that balance and that you need to be focused on your own balance. And what would be really good, Lizzie, what would be really excellent in figuring out balance and what you can give to yourself is, or what you can give to others, is to figure out one person that you could help next week. Figure out how you could help them and figure out how to set boundaries with that person, right? Figure out how you can help them without taking away from your own balance, your own resources, your own energy. And when you can help people and help people freely, it's such a healing, beautiful journey and experience. So I hope that that helps, Lizzie. OKCMomma says she is happy to be here and she would love a reading. And then really quick, we've got Lolita who commented. I love that you love to listen, Lolita. If you'd like a reading, feel free to comment and I'll get you too. And Glen Coco says they'd love a reading. Give me a minute. I've got a lot of people in front of you, but I will get to you. And Marriquez Vero, she says she would like a reading, or she would like to get in line. There's no line. If you comment, I'll give you a reading until I say I'm not taking any more. But let's move on to the next person. Okay. Yeah, LaDonna, if you are a Facebook user and you're not your screen name, watch me on YouTube because I can see who people are on YouTube. I just can't see who people are on Facebook for some reason. It's just the way their privacy settings work. It's frustrating. But LaDonna, let's pull a reading for you now. And we're going to go for 2 cards. I don't know if you guys can hear all the rain, but it's like flooding in Oklahoma. It's wild tonight. Whew. Okay, LaDonna, the energy that surrounds you is feather. And this says, think first before you judge. And I'll show you this picture. It looks like these people are doing some sort of spell or something. This one lady's levitating. There's like, I don't know, candles and stuff. This is a really cool card. But this card is about not only not taking things personally, but also not making assumptions. And so I don't know if you guys have read like the 4 agreements, and I can't remember what all the 4 agreements are, but I know the first one is don't take anything personally. And I know the third one is try not to make assumptions, or don't make assumptions. If you live impeccably, you don't make assumptions. But unfortunately, we're all striving for impeccability. So LaDonna, this is a strong message to stop making assumptions. And what that means is sometimes you get in an energy where you make assumptions about other people. You make assumptions about what they think or what they feel. That might cause you to spiral some. And so that can be a tendency that really takes away energy from your own spirit, your own soul, your own well-being. So think about that. Think about trying not to assume anything. Think about trying to ask more questions. If you are upset for whatever reason, do whatever you need to do to calm down, deep breaths, walk away, whatever. Don't answer them. And chill, and then ask questions to clarify. And then unleash all mighty hellfire on people if your assumptions are correct. But you know how it is. And then the energy that moves you forward is storm. And it says every hurricane comes to an end. And you see that there is this kind of like this, like, she looks like a princess. She's beautiful. She's got a beautiful dress, a beautiful coat, beautiful crown, and she's running away from a storm. And so what this tells me is that you've been in some sort of energy funk, probably for a time. It's felt like a storm. It's felt like a hurricane. It's felt like everything is blowing away. There's like debris everywhere. There's like so much calamity going on in my life, but you're ending that cycle. You're going to step into a new cycle very shortly. And I don't know what shortly means. I would expect the next 6 months for things to really change. So what I would see in this Mercury retrograde and this whole Tricania and this whole period is you're making little steps, little adjustments, little movements towards a shift in your life. And that major shift is definitely coming. And I would say very soon, like 6 months. That's really cool, LaDonna. I really like that. So, but I really feel like you unlock more energy, more potential, if you can stop making assumptions. But that's a very big message for you tonight, my friend. I hope that helps. Oh, yeah, exactly. Brittany Glover said you have to connect to Restream on Facebook and give them permissions for your Facebook to show up, for your name to show up. Yes, but I didn't post the link. Anna says you have no idea how magical you are. Your reading for Lizzie was directly channeled from a higher power. Yes, my dear Anna, I do connect with the spirit. I connect exactly with spirit when I give these messages. And so I try to give you really good messages, even if sometimes they're hard to hear. Mina says, hey, hi, Mina. Oh, Facebook user says we've gotten 1.35 inches of rain in the last hour. Yes, it is raining buckets over here, my friends. It is raining buckets. Whew. Okay, here we go. OKCMomma. Did I skip you? I'm not going to read for you because I feel like I shouldn't. Comment again, OKCMomma, if you're still watching and I didn't read for you. But we're going to move on to Laken. Okay, Laken, we've got one card. Laken, this is a new deck. I'm so excited. It's called Believe in Your Own Magic. And it's so cool. I feel like it's just very like poetic and like beautiful, very inclusive. There's lots of black and brown bodies. There's white bodies too, but there's also fat bodies and there's thin bodies. There's all kinds of bodies. And I really super love and appreciate that because I feel like a lot of traditional artwork for tarot cards and oracle cards even are like beautiful goddesses who are all very thin and usually very pale. So I appreciate the inclusivity of this deck. Okay, Laken, we've got, this is a big message for you. This card came up earlier in a reading. It's called Mural, putting yourself first. And so this energy is about keeping yourself in balance and not giving too much of yourself. Okay. Again, I think you were probably logged on for that last reading, but this is a very big theme in your life as well. Make sure that when you're giving to people, you're giving in a harmonious manner. And like I said, the best way to be able to do that is to have conversations with your own heart. Have conversations with your own heart. And you guys, if it's weird, like if you're like, I do not like to talk to myself. I don't like to talk to my own heart. I can't do this. I can't hang with it. I've never done it. I didn't do it as a kid. Now I'm old and I just can't figure it out. If that's difficult for you, build a fire or light a candle and speak out to the flame. Speak out to the flame or speak out to a tree. You know, speak out to something that you consider inanimate and it will listen. And it will be easier to speak to your own heart if you speak to something that's inanimate first. But have good conversations with your own heart about what you're doing in your life. I think you're doing too much. You're doing too much for people who don't necessarily feed you. So make sure that you're putting yourself first. Put yourself first. And then the energy that moves you forward is lavender. And it says, surround yourself with love. And there's like kitties, there's people eating, there's people just hanging out. I really like this card. What this tells me is that you are in a really wonderful spot to increase your friend circle, to hold more circles for yourself. Like if you were thinking about facilitating circles for support or for magic, this would be a really good energy for you. And if I think you're already, maybe you have started something like that up in Perry, Oklahoma, please drop a link on the stream if you have a link to all of your wonderful circles that you're doing. But this is a manifestation affirmation that is the right energy for you at this moment, that leading circles is going to be very good for you, and that you got to find balance with that though, right? So if you're leading circles, make sure that you have enough time to be able to do that, you have enough energy, you have enough money, and make sure that your circle is feeding you as well. That's very important when talking about circles, when talking about support and things like that. But the energy looks very good for you, and I would expect that those connections, relationships, that magic to grow, especially over the summer. So I like that for you, Laken. I hope that helps. Oh, yes. Oh, no. My apps came up. I don't want that. I'm trying to pull up my comments. Stephanie made it to a live. I'm so excited. That's wonderful. LaDonna said that was a perfect reading, and she has to work on judgments. We all do, LaDonna. We all do. Ludwig said they would like a reading. Yes, I can get to you, Ludwig. And Marisa commented, and OKCMomma commented again. I will read for you. And Manriquez says, are they next? Hang on one second. Let me scroll back up. I don't think I did a reading for Glen. Did I do a reading for Glen? Glen, if I didn't read for you, comment again. And I think I skipped over you. Manriquez, I'm sorry, there's a lot of people commenting. So if I do skip over you and you feel like I skipped over you, just comment one more time. But please don't comment too much and spam me, or I will get in a tizzy. It'll be bad. But I'm going to pull 2 cards for you now, Miss Vero. And the first card is the Lioness. I like this. It says, you have earned all of your stripes. And it's this lady who's sitting on the beach. She's in a very magical situation. She's reading a book and enjoying herself and living her best life. And so what this says to me is that you are in an energy of reaping the harvest, of reaping the reward. You've worked really hard. You've worked really hard. And sometimes when you're in this energy configuration or pattern, you have this momentum of working really hard. It's hard for you to sit down and to enjoy rest or to enjoy your life. And so the message here is you have done a lot of work, a lot of work. And especially I would say in the past, like 3 to 4 months, like it's been really hard for you. It's been really hard. You've been working all the time. And now is the time to slow down a little bit, to take a step back, to look at everything that you've been working for and to reevaluate and to really get into an energy of more balance and more rest. You earned it. You earned it. And don't let people make you feel a certain way for resting. Don't let people make you feel like you are, like they're judging you or something, like you are less than because you are resting or because you are taking advantage of the things that you've worked so hard for. You've worked so hard for these things and you deserve them. You deserve them all. And you deserve even more, even more. And the energy that moves you forward is the sun. And it says, paint the sun back into your sky. So what that means is, I feel like there's people around you who are critical of you. They're critical of either what you're doing, or they think you're not doing enough, or they think you're doing too much. There's something going on, and they're just not in harmony with who you are and with your energy configuration. So my message to you would be, ignore those people. If you can, put some distance between you and those people and share yourself, share your magic, share your manifestations, share your desires, share your new projects, share your hard work with people who will support you. You need to find a circle of people, or even just one person who will clap for you, who will enjoy you, who will be so happy that you're working hard, that you're achieving things. If you go to people who think that you're never good enough and think that all your ideas are not good enough, you're never going to be good enough. You're always going to have that internal nagging energy of, well, that person who I'm really close to thinks that I'm not good enough. It's time to put distance between yourself and those other people. And it's time to find more co-creative energies and spaces where you can be yourself and where you can be celebrated for who you really are. That's really important right now. So I would put distance. You put that distance between yourself and those other people, and more people will step into your circle, into your experience to clap for you. You need people to clap for you right now because you're working so hard and you deserve that. You really do. You deserve that. I hope that helps. Whew, I feel like that one was a little heavy. Okay, the next person that I have, I don't know what that means. Oh, can I have a free reading? I think you're Ludwig. That's a really long screen name. I will read for Ludwig, and then I will read for OKCMomma. Thank you for being patient with me, Mama. So we'll read for Ludwig first. We've got 1 card. We've got 2 cards. This card is really cool because it reminds me of William Shakespeare Hamlet. It reminds me of Ophelia. Is that her name? Ophelia? Or is it Ophelia? No, I think I said the same word. Oh, goodness. So Ludwig, the energy that surrounds you is the flower. And it says, be honest with yourself. Doesn't that look like Ophelia? She's like in this puddle. Her hair is everywhere. She's got flowers. So now is the time to be honest with yourself. You're hiding something from yourself. You are not being fully truthful about what's going on in your situation. And so a question that I would ask, is, what part am I playing in this disharmony? What part am I playing in this problem? What role did I play to create some of this drama? So be very honest with yourself. Sometimes situations happen to us and they're super bad and they like come out of nowhere and it's just flux. It's not something that we can change. It's not something that we can control. But sometimes we step in our own way. And so Ludwig, this is a very important message that you are in your own way right now. So the energy that moves you forward is nostalgia. And it says, focus on the here and now. So what I would say is perhaps you're stuck in the energy of the past, or you're stuck worrying about the energy of the future. And in either case, if you are allocating your energy towards tomorrow, or you're thinking about yesterday, your energy is not here in the present with us. Your energy is not here in the present with you. Your energy is somewhere else. So it is time to focus your energy and attention, your presence, more on now, more on the presence, more on what is going on in your experience today, this moment. And so what I recommend for you is to do some grounding practices, do some healing practices, and maybe think about grounding intentionally. So everybody watching the stream, if you would, do this grounding practice with me, right? Sit comfortably in your chair, relax, and feel the weight of gravity on your body. Feel your body underneath your seat. Feel your feet underneath the ground. And just feel yourself. That is so simple to do. That is so simple to do. And you can do that no matter how high stress your job is, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter if you're driving or doing something else or walking around, standing, doesn't matter. You can always ground yourself and feel your presence, your intention, your body. And when you can do that, it helps you to focus your energy on right now, here, today. And I hope that helps, Ludwig. I like it. Marisa says, I like it. Believe in your own magic. Yeah, for sure, Marisa. For sure. Okay, OKCMomma, I'm going to read for you now. Oh, man. So it is raining today, and the energy that surrounds you is raindrops. And it says, take a chance on them. Take a chance on the raindrops. I like that. I like that for you. I like that for everybody, really. Oh, my goodness. So this raindrops card, it is about not waiting. Sometimes we are in the energy and we wait. We wait for our opportunities. But sometimes we are in the energy where we think we are waiting, but we're not waiting for anything in particular. We don't have anything on the horizon. We don't have any goals. We don't have any opportunities that we're stalking and waiting for. And so we're just waiting. We're just waiting for life to get better. We're just waiting for our circumstance to get better. We're waiting for our relationships to improve. We're waiting for our money situation to improve. We're just waiting. We're waiting around for things to happen. And the message here is that it's time to stop waiting. Sometimes you're not supposed to wait until the storm passes. Sometimes you're supposed to walk through it with an umbrella. So this might be the time to improvise and to think about your situations a little bit differently than how you've been thinking about them before. It might be time to reevaluate. It might be time to talk with a close friend about some of these situations where you feel like you're stagnant, or you feel like, you know, you can't move, or you feel like there's limited opportunities. There are not limited opportunities. Your mind is limited right now. So now is the time to uplift your mind, uplift your consciousness, and to really think outside of the box, honestly. And if you feel like you're waiting on something, ask yourself, what are you really waiting for? And is it something that you can move forward with, even if it's a tiny little step? Or do you truly have to wait for something else to fall into place? Good question to ask yourself. The energy that moves you forward is voyage. And it says you already have all of the answers. So in the last card, I said to go talk to a friend. Obviously, that's not right. I didn't see this other card. This says that you already have the answers. You already know what's going on. You already know how to move forward. So you might feel like you're trapped, but that is a barrier only in your mind. And you know that you're keeping yourself from stepping forward. So what I would look into is maybe doing some shadow work, right? What is keeping you from moving forward? What are you really afraid of? You know, and I don't know what this situation is about, or what topic this is about, but I know a lot of people feel like they can't expand their businesses or something like that because they're going to lose sleep, and they already have so much on their plate and they're so busy and they just can't find time, and they just don't want to make a change because they feel like that change is going to affect their life in a negative manner. And again, that's pushing up against a brick wall. That's pushing up against something that that is not beneficial for you. So while you're thinking about manifesting this next big thing, you're also thinking about how much you don't want to manifest it, how much it might hurt you or harm you or bother you or disrupt your life. So think about that. Do some shadow work. What do you really want? What do you really want? You know what you really want. So sometimes you need to divine and look deeper to figure that out. So yes, shadow work. I would say Mercury retrograde means shadow work for you. OKCMomma. No, Miss Vero, you're totally fine. Don't apologize for interrupting. You're totally great. I did skip over you, so I'm glad you commented again. But Marisa, let's go ahead and read for... Nope, I won't read for Marisa. Marisa, I'll read for you next. I'm going to read for Glen. I think I skipped over Glen too. Thank you so much for staying on the stream. You're wonderful. Anybody else who is still here, who has hopped on the stream, I've got quite a few readings in the comments, but feel free to comment and I will get to you as well. Also, please like, subscribe, thumbs up, share, all that good stuff. It really super helps me with algorithms. Okay, Glenn, we've got one card and two cards for you. Two cards. So the first card, the energy that surrounds you is wings. You never needed those wings to fly. Here's the picture. So it's this woman who is flying, and you can see on the tower, right? On the tower, there's her wings, right? So sometimes people put limitations on you. Sometimes people tell you you need wings. Sometimes people tell you need something specifically to be able to do something. And that's just conditioning. That's just what somebody else had to go through to get what they wanted. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you need. Sometimes you need to go about things in a non-traditional way, and you need to look at situations in a different aspect. Okay, so make sure that if you're moving forward to do something for yourself, that you're doing it with integrity of yourself and you figure out how to do that. Don't go to other people and figure out how to do it, because they're going to tell you how they did it, and it's the long way around. You already know how to do it, and it's the short way. It's the quick way. You already know. You already know. You've already got this. And then the energy that moves you forward, though, is nostalgia. So this is that same card that we brought up before. And again, this is the energy of worrying about things in the past and worrying about things in the future. What I would say, based on the previous card, is perhaps you're seeking closure from a previous relationship, or you're seeking closure from a relationship that has hurt you, and you haven't found it yet. And my dear friend, I want you to reevaluate what closure means to you, okay? Because sometimes you can't wait for somebody else to apologize, or you can't wait for somebody else to admit they're wrong. Sometimes you just have to move forward. You just have to move forward and fly without the wings. Fly without what everybody else has given you. Fly without all the limitations and the conditionings that everybody else has put on you. You don't need that. You don't need any of that, because you're magical and you already know. You already know what you're about to do. You already know how to do it. And so again, my advice from one of the previous readings is surround yourself with people who want to support you, no matter what it is that you're doing. Some people who are close to you want to protect you, and they give you bad advice. They tell you to do the safe thing instead of the right thing. And they're not trying to hurt you, you know, they're just trying to keep you safe. So I would not seek closure from other people. And I would, again, try to find people who will clap for you, clap for your circle, clap for your experience, clap for your joy, clap for your projects, clap for your new ideas. Find people who will clap for you. And don't worry about their limitations, because they're limitations for them, not limitations for you. Don't let people put limitations on you. I hope that's helpful. Oh, Miss Firo says, I put all her recent readings to shame. You're so sweet. That's cute. Oh. Okay, let's read for Marisa next. Marisa Campbell comments and says, if you get a chance, I love a reading. This is an answer. Oh, this is an awesome deck. I got it. Yes, Marisa, this is a really cool deck. I feel like it's neat, and this might be one of my favorites. I had this energy, like, you know, I read from like the same 5 decks all the time, and I have for like a year. And I mean, it's good. I love my decks, but I've been thinking like, I really need to get a new deck. And I just have been searching online. I've been going to different shops and stuff like that. And I just couldn't find anything that really like popped out at me, or that I thought was like a good fit for me. And so I went to the Spunky Cauldron, and this was just calling out to me. I'm like, Oh my gosh, I really need to get that deck. That's awesome. So, Marisa, the energy that surrounds you is gray. And it says, endings are inevitable. And I'll show you this card. This is a lady that sits on the pier and she dreams of passing ships, but she is not on them. This speaks of journeys. This speaks of travels. This speaks of a new circle starting in your life, a new circle, a new journey, a new energy, a new time period, a new chapter, a new book even, okay? Some things are ending in your life, and it can be so scary when things end. It can be frightening because we're so used to the energy that we've built ourselves up on. And I was talking about that. I went live earlier this week, and I was, I did a little vlog post about like my life and what's going on and where I'm working towards. But I was talking about that in that video, how, humans are so resistant to change. We're so resistant. And so we build up these lives for ourselves, and everything is always the same every day. We eat the same kind of foods. We dress the same way. We talk to the same people. We have the same people on our Facebook, and we block everybody who we don't like. So we built this little kind of cube-like box for ourselves to live in, instead of opening our lives up to fate and to chance and to destiny and to really interesting manifestations. We don't allow ourselves opportunity for change because we don't like change. And so this is asking you to invite change into your life and to understand that some things are ending. And it's okay to even grieve those things that are ending. It's okay to even hold a ceremony, like a funeral ceremony for things that you're losing. If it's a job, if you're ending a relationship, if you are becoming a different person, it's okay to grieve that loss. It's okay to hold that ceremony and say, this is a memorial. This is something that served me for such a long time. I am so glad that I had this in my life, but now it's time to move on. Now it's time to move on. So the energy that moves you forward, I didn't look at the second card first. The energy that moves you forward, Marisa, is mourning. The world awaits for you. That's what this card says. The world awaits for you. So what this means is that once you realize that things are ending, the possibilities are literally endless. They're endless. You have so much potential and opportunity in front of you. Opportunity to do whatever you want with your life. Anything that you want, you can reach out and grab it, Marisa. So realize that things are ending, grieve their loss, and move on. Move on. The world waits for you. The world waits for you. That's wonderful, Marisa. I hope that that's helpful. Oh, did I skip you, Brittany? I skipped you last time too. Okay, Virgo baby also, when will A contact me? Commented a question. I will go ahead and read for you. Nav, I will read for you. Nana would like a reading. I'll read for you. Keke would like to be reading. Jazz would like a reading. Queen Wendy. Donna said hi. If you'd like a reading, Donna, go ahead and comment. Glen says, thank you. That means a lot for me. You're welcome. Oh, no. Is somebody spamming you? Jazz. Is somebody spamming you? Or is Jazz the spammer? Oh, my goodness. If there's a spammer, somebody admin, get rid of it. Get rid of the spammer. But I'm going to jump all the way back up here. People who commented, I will read for you. People who are still watching the stream who have not yet gotten a reading, feel free to comment, and I would love to read for you. I'm almost all caught up. But let's go ahead and read for Brittany, and then I've got a few other people who commented. We're going to read for Virgo next, though. So Brittany, I'm sorry I skipped you. Thank you again for commenting. And let's go ahead. I've got one card, two cards. Very good. So, Brittany, the energy that surrounds you is the nostalgia. Again, this is coming up quite a bit, and it says, focus on the here and now. So sometimes it's good to ruminate on the past, or rather sometimes it is good to collect energy from the past and to see how things really turned out, to see them very clearly, right? Sometimes when we are in the moment, our perception clouds our ability to see what's really going on, okay? So that is a really big energy and idea that you should be sitting with in this moment, okay? Sit with the idea that maybe Maybe in the past you didn't react or act in the ways that you should have. Maybe you acted irrationally, or maybe you acted not from your heart. Maybe you acted in a way that dishonored you or somebody else. It's already done, though. It's already done. You can't step back in time and change those things for yourself or for anybody else for that matter. So now is the time to focus on the present moment. And this is the energy that surrounds you. So this means that probably something has been on your mind this week and it's been taking a lot of your energy. It's either something from the future, or it's something from the past. Either way, it is not right here and right now. You know, I always tell people this, but the world's going to keep on turning and spinning with or without you. You know, everything will keep on flowing. The world will keep on moving. Everything will keep on progressing. And it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. You can keep going or you can stop and wait for the world to pull you forward. But I think it is best to allocate all of your energy and attention, presence, focus to right here, right now. And that make sure that you have all access to your energetic resources. So if you're leaving some things in the past, it might be time to clean them up and to move forward into the present. And likewise, if you're worrying about the future, it's time to stick with the here and the now. So practice those grounding techniques I was talking about. Or I don't know, YouTube's great, man. They've got a lot of videos on there. So I'm sure other people have good grounding techniques as well. But maybe watch some videos, get inspired, figure out some more grounding techniques for yourself personally. And the energy that moves you forward is gold. I love this. I feel like this card looks like me, though. Look at that. It's me. That's great. But this card, she even has glasses. This card is called Gold, and it says, you don't need somebody else to fix you. And so she, I'll zoom in really quick, but she is holding a broken teacup, and she has fixed it with gold. It's like that Japanese method, you know, when pottery shatters and then they fill the cracks with gold, and it's more valuable than it was before. And so what this means is that you don't need somebody else to complete you. You don't need some like healer. You don't need some lover. You don't need some man or some woman. You don't need somebody to show you the way to healing. Like, you've got this already. You've got this. And I really strongly feel like you're going to have the best progress moving forward if you can allocate your energy to focusing on the here and now, focusing on the present. That's going to help you a lot. So I would really focus on grounding. I know some people who struggle with trauma struggle with things like dissociation, where they like are here in the moment and then they're just gone, and then they like come back to their body and they're like, whoa, what happened? It's a really disorienting feeling. And I know not everybody knows what that means. But if you have experienced trauma, that can be really difficult to pull yourself back into your body. So if this is something that you struggle with, grounding techniques are really amazing for that too. I might know a thing or two about that. So I practice grounding a lot. The other thing I practice is Gassho. And Gassho is a technique that I teach in Reiki classes. So I'm a Reiki master. I do all that fun stuff too. So Gassho is this technique where you bring your hands together and you breathe in. And when you breathe out, your breath pushes past your fingers. And you think only of the 2 points where your fingers touch, and you forget everything else. And it's that simple. And so you can do that, and you can take 5, 10, 30 seconds if you need to. But practically for me, I've been doing this Gassho technique for about 6 years now. So whenever I'm having a rough time, whether that's with my kids or whether that's at work or whatever's stressing me out, if I do Gassho and do a deep breath, I'm good, man. I can center my energy very quickly now. I can figure out how to gather up all those pieces and center and amass it, and I don't feel so scattered. And that helps with disassociation for me as well. So Gassho is a technique that you might try as well, in addition to other grounding techniques. But that's a very good way to center your energy. Okay, so we got Virgo baby, and she says, when will A contact me? Hang on, let's pull 2 cards for you. Oh no, A. Oh no. Oh no. This is not a good sign for whoever A is, my friend. So the the answer that you get for the energy that surrounds you for right now is the nostalgia card, which again, this means focus on the here and now. So if this person is somebody from your past, or you're worried too much about what your future will look like for them, you're missing a lot of opportunities that are right in front of your face. So while you think that this potential person could be a really great connection for you, there are other much better potentials for you out there in the universe, possibly out there right in your circle, and you're just not seeing them yet. So now is the time to stop focusing on that person and focus on yourself, focus on the present moment. Like I was talking about with those grounding techniques and the Gassho technique, work on focusing on you, focusing on your center, focusing on your energy, and all of the other opportunities open up to you. And your clarity card, the energy that moves you forward, is Throne. And this says, your potential is endless. Yep. See, that's what I was talking about with the other cards. So this is what I mean. If you are focused, if you are centered, if you're not in the future, you're not in the past, everything opens up for you. The world opens up for you. Opportunities open up for you. All of your energy that you've amassed and allocated over your whole lifetime, really, all of the lessons you've learned, they become available to you. You have this internal silence and this internal wisdom when you can tune into yourself and who you really are. So do not focus your energy otherwise. I would say that perhaps this person is not meant to contact you at the moment. Perhaps it will be sometime in the future. But either way, now is the time to focus on yourself, to focus on the present moment. Other opportunities open up for you. And I know that that's cliche and a lot of people say it, but when one door closes, many other windows or doors open in their stead. So when you make space in your life to release one thing, 10 more pop into your experience. So think about that. Think about this opening, this expanding, this receptivity, and other opportunities that await you. And I hope that's helpful, Virgo. Nav, then Nana, and then Keke, and then Jazz. I will go ahead and read for all you guys. If you have commented on this stream, I will get a reading for you. If you're still watching this stream and you haven't had a reading yet, feel free to comment, and I would love to get that for you. But Nav, let's go ahead and pull a card for you. Nope, we're going to pull 2 cards. Okay, so the energy that surrounds you is the Evil Queen. The Evil Queen has these weird looking fingernails, and it says, you deserve sugar, not salt. You don't have what you deserve right now. You don't have it. You have a different kind of opportunity, a different kind of situation. I wonder if this is a friend circle or if this is a lover, okay? You have something going on, something very close to you, maybe even a job. Oh my goodness. Somebody is giving you salt, and you deserve sugar. Don't let people salt you, unless you like that type of thing, right? Don't let people throw salt on you. Let people shower you with sugar. Let them give you sugar cubes. Let them give you all of the sweetness that life has to pass on to you. That's what you deserve. You deserve sugar. You deserve the best. You deserve all the money, all the love, all the career path that you enjoy. You deserve all the opportunities. You deserve everything. That is your birthright. We weren't put here to suffer. We weren't put here to suffer. And somebody in your circle is trying to put you in the mindset of suffering. You don't need to suffer. And your energy that moves you forward is thorns. Weave together the crown that you deserve. And I'll show you this picture. And it's a picture of 3 different women of various ages, various styles and body types. And they're all working together through this thorny existence that we have to create beautiful rose crowns for themselves. And so, Nav, this means that now is a time to take your creation into your own hands. Into your own hands. Look at these Evil Queen hands. Get it, girl. Get it. I love it. So now is the time to work with your hands, work with your resources, work with what you have available to you. Okay. A lot of people think that they're stuck in situations, and they're not. They're not. You just haven't really thought about all of the opportunities, all of the resources that are available to you. So it might be time to physically write down in a journal, on a piece of paper, all of your resources. Write down everything you could possibly sell and how much money that could make for you. Write down every possible investment that you have and what that is worth to you. Write down every possible skill that you have, things that you can do, things that you can help people with, and see how that can benefit you. Write down every single person, human, opportunity, connection who can help you through this life. Write it down. That sounds silly. It sounds tedious. It might take you a month or so to do, but if you do that when you're feeling stuck, suddenly you're no longer stuck. It's like going through the closet and finding an old pair of pants or an old shirt that you really super loved, you forgot about because you have too many clothes. I'm talking about myself right now. But it's like going through your closet and finding something that you forgot about. So now is the time to list out your resources, to allocate your resources, and to allocate them wisely, to move forward into intention and into manifestation movement with everything that you have available to you right now. You might feel like you're stuck, but you're not. And you deserve all the sweetness that life has to offer. Hope that's helpful. Okay, Keke says, may I be added? And she says, will I hear from a Sagittarius? We normally talk every day, but I noticed something is different with him like 2 Sundays ago, and he seems like he might be a little depressed. Keke, let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. We'll elucidate with this reading. Anybody who's joining this live stream, if you comment, I will get you a reading. Do please like, subscribe, comment, share, all that stuff really super helping with the algorithms. I think that a lot of people too watch the streams and they don't want to get readings because they're scared. I'm not always the most gentle, and sometimes it's good to just watch the readings too and hear the messages. Some of them resonate, and that's really, really fun. Oh, Keke. This says, shark, swim away from this situation. I was not expecting that. Oh, goodness. So, Keke, you see this beautiful mermaid, and she's like chilling, man, and this like cosmic, beautiful, like energy of the universe and the water and the ocean. She's just chilling there. And then suddenly this little shark dude comes up, and I don't know what he's trying to do. He looks like he's trying to touch her. Man, I don't like that. Get out of here, you shark. So what this says to me is he's not depressed. He's just ghosting you. He's being a weirdo. He just doesn't want to talk to you right now for whatever reason. And that is not fair, Keke. That is not fair, because you have given him a lot of emotional energy, a lot of attention. You have poured out to him. You have nourished him. You have nourished him. And now all of a sudden he's just like, whatever, on to the next thing, you know? That's rude. That's rude. And so the energy card, the clarity card, what moves you forward is the evil queen. Okay, Keke, this means you are the evil queen, and people have been throwing salt on you, right? This is salt. This is salt when somebody takes care of you and you have a good energy, a good balance, good communication. You really nourish this person. You nurture them. You put a lot of attention into them, and then they just ghost you. Yeah, that's salt. They are salting you right now, and that is not fair. So I would swim away from that situation and treat yourself to some sugar, okay? Go get yourself a nice coffee or something that you really super enjoy and move on away from the situation. Go do something different. This is not the best situation from you. And perhaps now that I have given you this reading, you've noticed now sometimes in the past there have been some red flags. And maybe you didn't want to see them in the past. Maybe you said, oh, it's different with him, or I can change it, or, you know, things are going to progress and it'll be fine. It's not fine. This is your sign. This is your clear sign that he is ghosting you for a reason, and he's putting salt on you, and it ain't pretty. So now is the time to treat yourself to sweetness and open yourself up to new opportunities, because as you do that, as you treat yourself to sweetness, more sweetness rises up to meet you. More friends rise up to meet you. More partners, more lovers rise up to meet you. More beautiful experience, more sweet experiences rise up to meet you. And so swim away. Swim away, my friend. Jazz. Oh my goodness. If we have an admin, I don't remember if we have an admin on Facebook, but there was somebody called Queen Wendy who was spamming. So get rid of Queen Wendy. But Jazz says, hi from Australia. May I have a reading? For sure, Jazz. Let's go ahead and read for you. Thank you for tuning in from Australia. That's so fun. I'm in Oklahoma right now, but I'll be somewhere else for next Throat Punch Thursday, and I'm not sure where that's going to be. I'm trying to make my way to Florida, and I will be there by next Saturday. And yeah, so I'm going to be somewhere else other than Oklahoma next week. I'm super stoked about it too. I get to start my full-time travel lifestyle. It's going to be great. I'm excited for that. So Jazz, the energy that surrounds you is feather. Think first before you judge. I strongly feel like right now there is something going on, and it's like you don't have enough information, and your first gut instinct is to judge the situation and to get offended by it. What are you offended by right now? That's something that you should really take a hard look at. I feel like if you had more information, you wouldn't be as offended. So what I would do now is when you are feeling less confrontational, when you're feeling less in your emotions and in your feelings, when that emotional energy is dissipated a little bit and calmed down, ask for clarity. Okay, ask for clarity, ask for more information, and do it in a non-confrontational manner. Because I strongly feel like this situation that you're a part of right now, it will resolve on its own. It will resolve harmoniously. And you are thinking that it's something that it isn't right now. You probably what has happened is a similar situation has happened in the past. And so you're reacting to that past situation, not to this current situation. And you don't have all the information right now. So now is the time to chill, get more information, be solid and strong and balanced in your own emotional energy, and do not make assumptions right now. Do not make any assumptions. The energy that moves you forward is confidence. And it says, it comes with time and practice. She's sitting on a train. She's got a bag with a flaming sword, right? And she looks pretty comfortable, right? She looks like she's gone through some stuff, but she does look pretty comfortable in her own skin, which is, I think, very important. And so, Jazz, the message for you with the clarity card, the energy moving you forward, is it takes practice to do that. It takes practice to be able to have conscious communications and reflections with people, and to not get angry, and to not take things personally, and to not make assumptions and judgments about things. And so don't be mad at yourself if you already have like overreacted about the situation, or if you don't have enough information. Just try to try to put water on the flame of this situation. Try to dissipate the situation. Try to diffuse the situation and get more energy, get more clarity, get more understanding about what's really going on. And that will help you move forward in better balance and harmony. Jess says, no, not offended. Oh no, there's another person called Kount. Blackula? I don't know what they're doing. They're saying hi. Are you spamming? If you spam, I'll get rid of you. But they say hi from North Carolina. If you'd like a reading, I'll read for you. But don't spam or I'll get rid of you. Oh, yes. Brittany, the superhero for the night, the name buddy, says she is working on the spam. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. You're wonderful. You are wonderful. Okay, hang on one second. I don't remember where I left off in readings. Oh no, and I don't want to skip anybody. Okay. Lisa Howard says, hi there. How are you doing? Nana says, we should make a list. Man, I don't know how to do lists in real time. That would be really super cool if I could do that though. Hang on, I'm still scrolling. There are so many comments, which I appreciate. I love the comments. You're wonderful. Okay, a Facebook user says, I would love a reading because I recently felt triggered around call out, cancel culture, and activism. Would you like to have, would you like to have you, I think they would like me to pull some cards to see how they can get into a better place after being triggered. I feel like that's highly personal, and it just says Facebook user, so I'm not going to blast you, but that's a very specific question, so I can definitely connect to your energy with that, and I don't need your name. That's fine. Hang on one second. I will pull these cards for you. That's a very good question about being triggered, especially when we need to learn things, right? Sometimes we do things for so long, right? We are taught that we're supposed to do things a certain way. We're taught that these specific things are right. Our family tells us that. Our religion tells us that. Society tells us that. The police and the government tells us that. Our teachers tell us the way that society is supposed to be. And then suddenly there's these people. Oh my God, they come out of nowhere, right? They're marginalized people. And they've been marginalized for a long time, probably centuries maybe. And they're coming out of the woodwork now because we are entering into, I don't know if you want to call it astrology or a time period or energy, whatever you want to call it. We're entering into a period where marginalized people have found their voices. They have found their voices. And so for people who didn't know that they were perpetrating harm, it can be extremely painful to confront the fact that you are harmful. You have been harmful to marginalized people. A lot of people watching the stream, you have been harmful. You have been harmful. And so it's hard to come to grips with that. It's hard to lean into justice and activism, especially when you find that you are the person who is causing the problem. And it's not just you. It's not you personally, right? It's society. Society continues to build up this energy where we want to keep marginalized people marginalized. So there's nothing wrong with getting triggered. But once you get triggered, you learn, you know better, you do better, and you make reparations. You make reparations. It's not enough for you to say, oh, I'm better now. I'm a nicer human now. I'm not going to marginalize people now. It's not enough. It is not enough. You go back, you right your wrongs, you give money. If you have extra money, you give resources, you volunteer, you do what you can to help lift up marginalized people, marginalized voices. Because for too long, they've been marginalized. You know, and I would not want to be on the other side of the fence when those marginalized people finally get fed up, do something that is expected, in my opinion. I wouldn't want to be on the other side of the fence. That's all I'm going to say about that. Got really strong political feelings, and I usually don't air them out in streams, but here you go. Be nice to marginalized people. So I'm glad you asked that question. We'll hide the admin too. But okay, so a marginalized person, the energy that surrounds you is spaceship. And I'll show you this. It's a bunch of like these siren mermaids floating around again in cosmic goo. That's wonderful. And it says, don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing. And so what this card tells me, based on this energy, based on the situation, is you might have done wrong things. You might have done wrong things. You might have done very wrong things. You might have upset a lot of people. You might have hurt a lot of people. And it's okay. It's okay. But now it's time to speak, physically speak, use your voice and apologize and own up to what you've done. Okay. And they don't have to forgive you, right? They don't have to say, oh, it's okay, we can be friends again. But that's what you need to do to make reparations. And if there's anything else, I don't know what you did, or I don't know how badly you offended or hurt people. I don't know those things. I don't know that. But whatever you did, you should do equal opposite energy to repair that relationship or repair that energy. You need to repair those mistakes. But really, the big answer that I'm getting here is it's coming from communication. Now is a time to communicate the problem here. It's time to communicate and to move forward with that problem. And the more that you communicate, the more that you're vocal about it, the more that you can move through it, right? And the moving forward energy is castle. Castle. It's time for healing, not for war, right? Okay, so you people who think you're all woke, think you're all leftists or liberals or whatever, social justice warriors, activists, you can't be fighting each other. You can't be fighting each other because there are still marginalized people. So as long as there are marginalized people, we don't need to be fighting each other. We don't need to be fighting each other. We need to be working together to build bridges and to figure out how to lift each other up. So nobody becomes marginalized ever again. That's what we want. That's what we want. So now is a time for healing and not for war. So whatever it is, own up to what you did. Be kind about it. Be compassionate. Sit at the feet of the people who you harmed. Okay? Whether consciously or subconsciously, sit at their feet. Ask them what they need. Ask them what you can get them. Ask them what they need to say. Ask for their voices to be heard. Because again, people have been marginalized, again, centuries, I don't know, maybe thousands of years. And they want to speak. They want to speak. And it's not for me to speak to them or for them. So you need to ask marginalized people in your life to speak. That is the energy of what moves forward, right? And again, very important. Now is the time for healing, not for war, okay? We can only move forward if we work on healing together, collectively. That was a big one. I hope that's helpful to whoever asked. NC asks, may I ask, the man lying and trying to scam me with information he gave me today? I don't know what you want to ask about that, but I'm going to pull some cards about how to keep in balance, NC. How to keep in balance with what's going on. And so the energy that surrounds you, NC, is the escapist. Whatever is going on in your life, whatever chaos is ensuing or collaborating or commiserating against you, it doesn't super matter, right? Just move on, fix those mistakes, and sit deeply in your own self to rest, restore, and heal your energy. Sometimes when people scam you or do weird things to you, it actually takes a lot of energy from you, emotional energy, physical energy. It takes your energy away. It makes you feel a certain way when people do that to you. And so I'm sorry that happened, but now is the time to come home to yourself and to put yourself first. So my recommendation would be do something that is very cleansing or very healing to your own body, mind, your spirit. That helps you get into better physical, energetic alignment, and then it won't happen again. It won't happen again. And then your energy that moves you forward is princess. You can be your own knight. So if someone for real did scam you, what I think you should do is create a police report and turn this person in. Like, turn them in. Or if it's like one of those online scams, so you can call the FBI, and they have local offices in every single state. So don't let people get away with crap. Like, all of us, the only reason that scammers exist and spammers exist is because we just let them spam us and scam us. And it's really super rude. It's very disruptive to energy, and it's not helpful or beneficial to anybody. It's just kind of scamming, right? So if people are scamming you, make a report, whether that is reporting them on social media, reporting them to their places of work. Sometimes you can be a sneaky sleuth and find out where people work, or file a police report or something like that. Like, I think that you should take your power back from whatever happened. And I hope that one's helpful. Kevin says, hey, and may I have a reading? For sure, Kevin. Kount says, hi and hello and good afternoon. Nana, I will read for you after, let's see. We'll read for Lolita, we'll read for Kevin, and then we'll read for Nana. And then anybody else who's watching the stream still, feel free to comment, and I will get you a reading. Okay, Lolita, we have got one card. And here is another. I haven't seen that one yet. Okay, so the first card, the energy that surrounds you, is lavender. And it says, surround yourself with love. Okay, so what this means to me, right, is Lolita, we have been in an energy of isolation. We have been in an energy of don't leave your house because you're trying to save lives. We have been in an energy of coming together as a community to try to repair and to try to fix things and to try to prevent illness for other people. And that has been so stressful. Oh my gosh, can I just say that for everybody watching? This has been really stressful. It's been a really stressful year. It's been more than a year now, and it's super, super stressful. So now is the time to figure out who is safe for you to be around. Who do you feel safe being around? Can you bubble with people? Like get with a certain social group and you all are very open about your exposure and things like that. But now is the time to literally physically surround yourself with people. If you don't feel comfortable physically going out into other spaces or inviting people into your space, it might be time to join an online community or something like that where you can find good support. I feel like a lot of online communities end up being drama. And that can be a little bit hard to weed through some of that energy in some of those spaces. So try to find a space that is low drama, but that is going to be beneficial for you, that is going to support you, that is going to love you, that is, again, going to clap for you. Those things are very important right now. We've all been in this energy of isolation for far too long. And so now is the time to maybe seek out circles or seek out other magic people who come together. I don't know, your screen name says 405. I don't know if that means you're from Oklahoma or you're in Oklahoma. If you are, there's a really great pagan space called the Labyrinth Temple. And it's open to people of all paths, religions, walks of life. And they do like all these rituals, full moon circles. They do like drum circles, chanting circles. They just do like a bunch of pagan stuff. And it's super cool. And I didn't know that anything was like that in Oklahoma. So check out the Labyrinth Temple. They're really super cool and they're a pretty neat space. But the energy that moves you forward is universe. And it says, we are all stardust. Oh, Lolita, this makes me think that you're taking life a little bit too seriously right now. And part of that seriousness might be either taking the pandemic really seriously and like isolating away from everybody else, or it might be that you're working way too much, way more than what's normal for an average person, or possibly just way more than what's okay for your body and your spirit. So now might be the time to chill out and to not let things bother you, to release stress, to release problems, to release fears, to release any obstacles that stand in your way. And so we're coming into Mercury retrograde, right? That is the 29th, I believe. Yesterday we had a full moon. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the 3 days surrounding the full moon, right, before and after, you can still do full moon workings on these. So it might be time now or maybe this weekend to do like a release, like a burning release, where you write down all of these things that you want to get rid of in your life, all these things that are worrying you. And on the opposite side of the paper, you write down everything that you want to bring into your life and you burn it. You burn it and you burn it with meaning. And that should help you. That should help you move past and move forward in some of that more stagnant energy. We're going to go ahead and read for Kalvin. And thank you guys, everybody who is still watching. If you would like a reading, go ahead and comment and I would love to get you that reading. Also, please thumbs up, subscribe, share, all that stuff really super helps me. So Kalvin, we have got 2 cards for you. Oh, very nice. The energy that surrounds you is mourning. Kalvin, this means the world awaits you. There are endless, literally endless possibilities, but now is the time for you to call out and grab those possibilities. So everybody's got all these possibilities that are around them, right? So few people actually make that move to actually claim those possibilities, to claim that goodness, to claim those new opportunities and those new spaces, those new experiences, those new people, those new connections. So few people step out to connect. And now is the time to step out. Step out. And the energy that moves you forward is sword. This card says, make that change. So what this tells me is that you have been riding on the edge of something for a very long time, maybe a couple months, maybe even longer than that, maybe a couple years. You've been thinking about this, Kalvin, and you've been thinking, I really need to make this change in my life, but I just don't know. I'm feeling so hesitant about it. And so the energy says, you know what this change is, you know what you have to do, and now is the time to do it. Now is the time to do it, because another 5 years could pass and you couldn't do it, and maybe the energy won't be right for you. Maybe you won't be able to do it in 5 years, or maybe you'll regret the 5 years that you lost by not making that change. And so now is the time to make that change. And like I said before in this stream, time keeps moving and flowing with or without you. So it doesn't matter what you do, honestly. So if it doesn't matter what you do, you should do what you want to do. You should make that change for yourself. It's very important, very imperative. So maybe Mercury retrograde brings a lot of introspection, a lot of movement for you. And maybe after that, you make big moves, make big changes in your life. Whatever that change is that you have been looking for. Now is the time. Now is the time. Nana says, can I get a reading? I feel like you commented before and maybe I skipped over you. I'm so sorry. But I'm going to go ahead and read for Nana now. Okay, we got one. Wow, this card keeps coming up. I feel like this is like a thing. This is a theme. This is a very strong theme that we've been experiencing. So Nana, for the energy that surrounds you, you got nostalgia. And this says, focus on the here and now. Focus on the here and now. This is two people chatting over coffee. And I think that they are focusing on other things, right? So this card has come up quite a few times. I strongly feel like the energy has been mud, right? I said this before earlier in the live streams. I go live every 13 days and tell people this is how the energy is changing and this is what we can expect. And I've been telling people for at least the past 2 weeks, maybe the past 3 weeks, that the energy is like mud. It is very thick. It's very heavy. A lot of people are stuck in their feels. A lot of people are stuck in the past. A lot of people are worrying about the future. How am I going to get there? How am I going to do this? How? What? We're always worrying about these other things. And your energy is not allocated to your physical body, your physical presence, because you are too busy worrying about other things. And so when you're worrying about everything else, you don't have the focus and the attention to actually move forward. You're just worrying. So if you put all of your energy and your attention on worrying, it's impossible to move forward. It is impossible because your energy is scattered. So it's time to center yourself. It's time to come into understanding of who you really are and what you really want. And it's time to be in the present moment. So maybe practice some grounding techniques. Maybe practice some journaling. Practice what makes you feel alive and in your body. And the energy that moves you forward is spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing, Nana. Don't be afraid to sing. So what this tells me is that maybe it's time for self-expression for you. I think it's time for self-expression. This is time for you to start whatever it is creatively that would feed your soul. So if you've been thinking a long time about getting into painting or making a YouTube channel or blogging, whatever it is that you've been thinking about, just do it. Just do it. Most of us have smartphones. Not everybody does, but most of us have smartphones. And I'll tell you what, for probably the first 3 years when I started my real business, for probably the first 3 or 4 years, I did not have a computer and I ran my business on my smartphone. Like you can do anything on a smartphone. You can start a blog, you can take videos, you can do a TikTok, you can do anything. Now is the time for you to express yourself creatively. And that is going to help move you forward in energy. And I really feel like to be creative, you have to be present and in the moment. And so this is an exercise for you, a test of faith, a test of, are you doing what you really want to do with your life? Now is the time to be creative. And I feel like that could be a really healing experience for you, Nana. I hope that's helpful. Wow, we have got a lot of readings. This is Cassie. She said she would love a reading. I think Count Blackula says I'm next. You're next. Now you're next. But Cassie, I am still doing readings. I don't know if we have an admin or moderator on YouTube, but if we do, there's somebody who's just being horrible. Thank you, admin, for helping. I appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and read for Count Blackula, which is a wonderful name. And then I will read for Cassie. That reminds me of the cereal. Do you like Count Chocula cereal? Thank you for making me laugh. I appreciate you. So the energy that moves you forward. Oh, you got the me card. Look at that. See, it's me. See? You're so funny. I love you. But the energy that surrounds you is gold. And so Count Blackula says you don't need other people to fix you. You don't need other people to fix you. And so that is a really, it's really important for all of us. It's really super important. Don't be looking for other people for outside validation. Don't be looking for other people to help you or to save you or to fix you. Now it's time to step into your own self, your own power. And the energy that moves you forward is confidence. It comes with time and practice And so you don't need other people to fix you. Maybe you've been in an energy for a very long time where you have relied on other folks, or where you have felt like you've been let down a lot. Like other people just haven't come through for you the way that you come through for other people. And so the energy is that now is a time to heal yourself, to take accountability for yourself. And it's a scary process. It's a rewarding process. And comfort with that comes with time and with practice. Facebook user, I think this was the person who was talking about the activism and all that stuff. They said, damn, it's too bad. I was so much into activism and I learned so much. I learned that it's not possible to boycott the entire economy. Also learned that many marginalized people use activist culture to control, manipulate, and browbeat people. I care about reparations. I care about justice, but I see all the hubris around activism and I feel disgusted. I feel like I'm a victim of control dynamic, because it feels like they want me to heal their feelings for them, and really they want to control people more than they want to heal themselves. So really quick, that's a really long comment, but let me respond to this because this is really super important. I wanted to write a blog post for a very long time, and I still might in the future, about emotional activism. And I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with emotional activism. I'm not okay with people who manipulate your emotions. And this is because I've got trauma, people. But the way that I was raised in a really oppressive religion. And when I was 3 years old, I was holding big signs, bigger than me, outside of abortion mills, right? Planned Parenthood and places like that, that said, stop abortion now. And that is my life. That is how I was raised. And I've got a lot of stuff to work through, but I don't do well with emotional manipulation. And I agree, exactly. I agree with everything that you said. Some people do use their activism as emotional manipulation. And I'm so sorry if any of you are watching this and you are vegan, but sorry. But my biggest issue, or the one that I can think of off the top of my head, is veganism. I don't think it's wrong to love animals or to be a vegan or to have very strong convictions about the horrible, disgusting farming practices that we have in our country, or that people are burning down the rainforest in the Amazon just to have beef for your hamburgers. I don't agree with that. I do not agree with any of that. I do not agree with any of these farming practices. And I personally limit my meat intake and my dairy intake and all of those things because I don't agree with those practices. So I make sure that if I'm eating those things, I'm getting them sustainable and ethically sourced, because it's very, very important to me that I'm putting good energy into my body. But I don't agree with veganisms. I don't agree with veganism or vegans. And the reason why is because they use their emotional energy to try to manipulate other people into feeling bad. And I don't think that activism should be about feeling bad. In fact, I don't think anything in life should be about feeling bad at all. And so if you feel like you're being emotionally manipulated by other people, or even marginalized people, perhaps you are. And maybe it's time to step away from that situation. Not all situations that end are bad, right? And maybe you're not. Maybe you're just being too sensitive and you really aren't being emotionally manipulated. Maybe you really aren't open to hearing. And maybe later you will be open to hearing. Maybe 2 years from now, you'll look back at the situation and you'll say, yeah, I just wasn't seeing this clearly. Or maybe you'll look back 2 years from the situation, you say, yeah, that person was trying to emotionally manipulate me to get behind their activism. And it doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters is your own balance, okay? And so there's lots of people out there that use their personal platforms to further social justice and activism causes. And I think that that's wonderful. But me, I'm not Black, I'm not brown, I'm not indigenous. I don't feel like this should be my platform. I don't feel like I should create like a social media page or like a YouTube talking about social justice. I will support all of my friends who do that, especially my marginalized and Black and brown friends, especially my indigenous friends. I will support them 100% and get behind the things that they say, and I will let them speak for me. But I strongly feel like my role in social activism is more as somebody who is a support person, definitely. My realm of activism comes in my experience in my job. I'm very, very very harsh about birth in our culture and about medical procedures and things like that in our culture. I'm very, very harsh about it, very, very critical about medicine, especially in America, especially here. That is my platform because I have room to speak on that. Sometimes you don't have room to speak on a platform. And so you need to just step down, and that's okay. That's okay. You can't be everything and everywhere at once. Maybe you need to find a different platform and one that is more easy for you to speak on. But listen to people, reflect, take nothing personally, and move on. Sometimes people really are trying to manipulate you, and sometimes they're not, and you're just being too sensitive. Either way, it does not matter. Your balance is what matters, always what matters. But do make reparations if you need to. OKCMomma says she loved her reading like usual. I hope that was helpful. Good. Oh, Lolita says she is an Okie. Good. You Okies out there watching this stream, go check out Labyrinth Temple. It's wonderful. Enrico says, hi, how are you? I'm new and like and subscribe. Oh my gosh. Yes, Enrico, you can ask a question for sure. So Enrico asked a question. So we're going to read for Enrico. Kount, Blackula, you commented again. I already read for you. Stop it. Marisa says, Kalvin is my son. We are moving to a different city and he isn't wanting to move. So the reading was good for him. I'm glad, Marisa. That's good that it was helpful. Miss Molly says, hi, ma'am. You're a goddess. Thank you. You're very sweet. I know that about myself. Phyllis said, whoever it was, they blocked and reported them. Thank you, Phyllis. That's great. Thank you. And on this activism thread, again, the person commented and said, lastly, I just want to point out that not everyone who is triggered by activism is ignorant and needs to educate themselves and need to be submissive to whomever is more oppressed. Some of us are marginalized and traumatized by activism. I'm queer, and I find it hard to find other queer friends who aren't hard-edged, militant, angry, constantly complaining. Yes, yes. Okay, and so that energy of constantly complaining is the emotional manipulation that I was talking about previously in activism. And if you have people that are like that, step away from them. Step away from them. Either unfriend them, snooze them, block them if you need to. Step away from people that don't protect your space, your peace, your energy. That's not okay. If you are constantly around people who complain about things and who want to sit and be hardcore on a keyboard on the internet and don't want to actually go out and do anything, these are not your people. These are not your people. You haven't found the right type of activist. I really love activism. I feel like it furthers a lot of our causes. I feel like it does help marginalize people, but I feel like some people are so caught up in the activism that it rules their life and they can't think of a way out of changing our systems. And that's not any way to live. That's not any way to live. You are as oppressed as you want to be. Right? You're as oppressed as you want to be. So if you want to be free, you have to think of freedom. And I think a lot of people who are so involved in activism can't see freedom, or they can't see the end to their cause. They can't see the end goal or what they're really working for. And it makes them very sad. And so they have an energy of complaining all the time. So I want to affirm that. I see that a lot as well. So I very much balance my liberal and activism friends with my spiritual friends because I need to feed my soul. And I can't be around people who complain all the time, especially if I see them complaining all the time and not doing anything to change the situation. I hate what we do to birthing people in America. I have a lot of criticisms about our medical system. So I became a doula. I run a doula agency. I do childbirth education. I am working in my field, in my chosen field of study, and what I want to do really in my life to improve medicine for our communities. If I complain about shit, you know that I'm doing something to change it, okay? And so I feel like everybody else should practice what they preach. If you want to have a very big platform on social justice and you want to be very active about all this kind of stuff, it is the burden is placed on you to be the person who actually goes out and changes things. And if you can't, if you're physically disabled, you don't have the time, energy, money, resources to do that, I really don't feel like you have a platform to complain, and you should still be lifting up other marginalized voices. But stop complaining about stuff. That doesn't fix anything. It doesn't fix anything. And stop being angry too, because that hurts everybody's energy, you and everybody around you. Okay, I'm done talking about activism for tonight. I'm going to lose subscribers now. Oh, this person said, there I sang. I think they got the singing. Yeah, sometimes you just need to let it out. And Phyllis Glen gave me this cute little heart and flower. Phyllis, if you're still watching and you would like a reading, feel free to just say, hey, I want a reading, and I'll read for you. Taylor says she would like a reading. Sure, Taylor. Let's go ahead and pull a couple cards for you. So we got 1, 2. Oh, this is a new one. It looks like stuff is burning down around you, Taylor. And that's okay, because we've been in a really rough energy recently where I feel like a lot of people are going through a lot of struggles and challenges. But the energy that surrounds you is spaceship. And this says, don't be afraid to sing. And as you see in this card, it's a bunch of like mermaids in the cosmos just chilling and doing magical stuff together. This is a really strong message for you, a really strong message that you need to use your voice. You need to use your voice. You know, you ever see those like cats in like cartoons or something, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and they're like, like yelling on like a fence, and somebody throws a shoe at them and like, shut up, cat, and they miss, and the cat just keeps singing and nobody can sleep. Sometimes you got to be the cat. Sometimes you got to be the person who sings. Sometimes you got to be the person who speaks your mind, even if it hurts other people, even if it upsets them. Sometimes to protect your own balance, you have to speak your mind. Whether it's right or wrong, it's what you have to do. It's what you have to do. So speak your mind. And the fallout from that, whoever leaves your life after you speak your mind, doesn't matter. They weren't meant for you. Okay. So you not speaking your mind, you're living a life of inauthenticity. And as you continue to support the energy of inauthenticity, people around you who do not fit in your circle start to join that inauthentic version of who you are. So the more you are authentic, the more people who are not the right fit for you leave your life. And so be so authentic to yourself, to everybody else, to your community, and those people who need you will find you. And the energy that moves you forward is the Phoenix. And I'll show you this card. It says, and how's that for happily ever after? Oh, geez. This is a card that sometimes, it means that sometimes no matter what you do, it turns out kind of wonky. It turns out in an energy of chaos. And sometimes we can't prevent that. We can't prevent chaos. We can't prevent other people from having hard lessons. We can't prevent other people from pain. And so now is the time to sing. Now is the time to open up your voice. Now is the time to speak out. It's very important, very, very important for you. And as you do that, more people will rise to meet you who are your circle, who are your people. I hope that one's helpful. Oh, Phyllis said that she noticed some churches do that to emotional manipulation. So again, here we go about activism again. But we were talking about the emotional manipulation that a lot of activists, I think, engage in, whether knowingly or unknowingly. It's definitely a pattern I see in a lot of activists. So Phyllis said that some churches do the emotional manipulation technique. That's why I have so much trouble with emotional manipulation, because I grew up in a really oppressive belief system, and I feel like it was emotionally manipulative. I left when I was about 17, 18, and I had a family member call me when I was about 22, 23 and tell me that not only was I going to hell, but my children were going to hell if I did not join this oppressive belief system again. And so I went back for another 4 years. And it wasn't good. It wasn't authentic to me. It wasn't helpful. It wasn't beneficial. It wasn't good for my kids. It wasn't good for my husband. It wasn't good for my family. And I feel like that emotional manipulation, it helps, it makes, okay, so emotional manipulation forces people to do things even if it's not in balance with themselves. And so if you are a part of a belief system, a social activism group, a church, a religion, a cult, I don't care what you're a part of, a friend circle, and they are forcing you to do things that are not in harmony and in balance and in alignment with your own self, that's not good for you. That's not good for you. If you want to be a good person, you be a good person because you are a good person. You don't be a good person because some church or some organization told you to be a good person. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Always be authentic to yourself, even if you're trash. Even if you're trash. Oh, Pinky is back. Hi, Pinky. Oh, okay. And Taylor says that's how it feels and that the reading was helpful. I'm sorry, Taylor. Things will get better. Things will shift. I'm not expecting a shift in the next 13 days. I'm really expecting that when Mercury retrograde ends, which will be, I think, a couple of weeks, maybe 2 or something like that. When Mercury retrograde ends, I really feel like a lot of things will clear for a lot of people. And so I hope that that's the case for you as well, Taylor. But let's go ahead and read for Pinky. Phyllis is giving me laughing, crying emojis. Okay, people, Pinky is the last comment that I have. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of people. Thank you all for commenting. Admin, if you are still on, this person named Khalid is DJ Khalid. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But this Khalid person is spamming. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Oh, Pinky says, I love your energy. Thank you, Pinky. I just try to be authentic, and I hope that random people catch my streams and my videos, and I really harmonize with them. Like, I want to be around people that find me valuable and find me helpful, and I want to serve spirit. So I'm very glad that what I'm doing is a little helpful to you. And so let's go ahead and read for Pinky. We've got 1 card. Hang on, we got 2 cards. Goodness gracious, this card keeps coming up quite a bit. Okay, Pinky, so the energy that surrounds you. Oh, wait, and really quick, before I get into this reading, anybody who's watching on the stream, feel free to comment if you would like a reading. And it can be a general reading, which is what I'm probably going to do, unless you give me like a specific question or topic. I can read for a question or topic as well. But Pinky, the energy that surrounds you is the lioness. You see there's this woman who has, she's vacationing, she's chilling, she's got a magical mermaid behind her, she's reading a book, she's living her best life. And so the message here for you is, you know, lionesses do all the work, right? So like when you see like a pack of lions or whatever they're called, all the lionesses do everything. And the male lions just sit there and don't do nothing. That's why I call them the lazy lions, right? So you are the lioness in this situation. You are the one who has been doing all of the work, all of it, every single bit of it. And this might lead you to feeling a little bit burnt out if you don't protect your own balance. And so this like legit means like get out of town, go on a vacation, get on a weekend getaway, or do something that really feeds your soul, your spirit, your harmony, your alignment. Now is the time to do something for you, especially because you have worked so hard. You have worked for this. So rest. That's important. And don't let other people make you feel a certain way. Cassie, I'm so sorry. I think that I skipped you. I will read for you after I finish with Pinky. Pinky says, yes, I do it all. Good. Pinky, do it even more. Do it even harder. This is a really, I feel like this message for you specifically, it's about don't let guilt creep in when you are resting or when you are doing good things for yourself. Don't let that happen. And we live in a really oppressive world. Like this is a really oppressive world. We live in an oppressive world where we think that we have to work so hard to be valuable and we have to produce so much to be valuable. We have to pay so much in taxes or we're not valuable. We're not worthy of food. We're not worthy of healthcare. We're not worthy of any of these things because we are not producing, okay? And I don't believe that. I think that all humans are inherently valuable. They are inherently valuable. You are inherently valuable. So do not let that guilt creep in as you are resting, as you are taking care of yourself. And thank you for taking care of yourself because many people do not. Many people do not, and it causes them to fall out of balance and alignment. And your energy that moves you forward is nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. So this energy is a poignant message that says, now is time to focus and center your energy. I would strongly suggest that if you haven't caught this whole video, earlier I did 2 different grounding techniques, grounding and a centering technique called Gassho. Watch this video again and check out those techniques. Check out a way to center, ground, and master energy and really focus on the present. Do not focus on yesterday or tomorrow. Focus on where you are at right now, space-time continuum, and this is what helps to shift you forward. Especially if you're taking care of yourself, if you're resting, if you're doing all those good self-care type things or traveling, going out of town, that kind of stuff is very important for you to take care of yourself. Really quick, I'm going to read for Cassie and then I will read for Pipthia. Is that how I say that? I know you're Pip on some other places. I know who you are. I got you. Let me read for Cassie. I did get sidetracked. I'm like over here ranting about activism, all that stuff. A Facebook user says, dude, you're great. I really felt healed by your activism rant and knowing that you are not an extremist, but you still care about things that matter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Facebook user, whoever you are, I do care about things that matter. I care about marginalized people. I care about making the world a better place. But I think that we have to tread lightly about how we go about doing that. You can't be too focused on the problem because if you're so focused on the problem, it's that saying again, right? You can't see the forest through the trees. If you're so focused on the problem, you will never find a solution. So instead be focused on a solution, especially in your activism. Be solution oriented, not problem oriented. When you look for problems, you find more problems, right? We have this, since like the 80s or the 90s, right? We've had this war on drugs. What has that done for us? Have we really been battling drugs or has it just created more drug problems in our country? Do we not have an opioid crisis that is funded by Johnson & Johnson and many other medical companies? I'm just saying. Okay, like I said, I got to get off the activism rant, but Cassie, I'm going to shuffle these cards now. I'm going to knock on them too because I'm getting a little wild over here. But Cassie, I'm going to pull a couple cards for you. Oh, Cassie, I like this first one for you. This is neat. Yeah, okay. Okay, Cassie. So the energy that surrounds you is mourning. The world awaits you. The world awaits you, Cassie. And so this is a message that whatever it is that you are hoping to do next, whatever that next big thing is, it is literally waiting. It is waiting. It is reaching out. It is calling you on the phone and asking you, pick up the phone, hear the message, move forward in alignment and in structure and continuum with what it is that you are focusing on. If what you are focusing on is a really big thing, like, oh my God, this is so big, and it's like an elephant. Like, how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time, one bite at a time. So what this is saying is take the first little active step that you can to bring about that manifestation. Sometimes what you have to do is you have to lay the groundwork, and you have to just take that first step, and then the universe rises to meet you. The universe always rises to meet you in energy and harmony and in good alignment with who you are, okay? So the world awaits you, Cassie. And then the energy that moves you forward is red. And red is a message of forgiveness. This lady looks kind of sad. I don't know why she's in the bathtub with a bunch of roses. I feel like maybe she's just really sad, and that's like what her body needs, what her energy needs for her. But of course, this is a message of forgiveness. So perhaps it's time to forgive yourself or to forgive someone else. I want to, again, we talked about forgiveness earlier in this stream, but I want to, again, shed a different light on forgiveness, right? And so if you are holding on to energy that is not yours, that somebody else gave to you when they hurt you, who is it hurting? Is that hurting you? Or is that hurting somebody else? Is that hurting the person who hurt you? No, it's not. Most of the time, when people wound you, when they hurt you, they are putting their energetic signature on you, and a very negative one at that. And when you keep continuing to think about this thing and to ruminate on how this person hurt you and how they won't apologize, how they won't realize what they did was wrong, all that you're doing is hurting yourself. Okay, you're holding on to energy that doesn't belong to you. It was given to you. You didn't want it. It was terrible. So now is the time to give that back. Give that back. And you can do that with magic. You can do that with magic. You can do a ritual binding ceremony, and you can, I like to say light a black candle, okay, and gather up all of the energy, all of the acts, all of the harm, all of the things that people have done to you, or this person in particular. Put it into that black candle. Blow it out and send it to that person, right? Because most of the time when people hurt you, they don't care. They don't care about it at all. It doesn't affect them at all. Most of the time, maybe sometimes they even forgot about it. And they're not ever going to apologize. So now is the time to seek forgiveness, not through that other person, but through yourself, and send that energy back to them. Send it back. Pinky said I was on point. That's great. Ashely is asking for a reading. Anna says, I've really enjoyed listening and on all the messages given tonight. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate you. Facebook user says, I'm giving good insight on the things that are important. Thank you very much. You're wonderful. Let's see. Oh, and then Pip. Oh, Pipthia is the Oracle of Delphi. Okay, so we're going to read for Pip first, and then we will read for Ashely on YouTube. Okay, Pip, here we go. We're going to pull this really cool new card deck for you, my friend. Got one. Oh, very good. Very good. And here's the next. Very nice. Okay, so Pip, this is, you got clover for the energy that surrounds you. And look at, you can see there's these people just sitting in this, fire, and there's clovers all around them, and they're just burning the clovers and releasing the things that don't belong to them, that they don't need. And so clover is about releasing your guilt and really sitting with your guilt. Okay. Most of the time, what I have found is that when I'm feeling guilty about something, I'm not really feeling guilty about it. It's not because I feel guilty. It's because somebody else told me that I should feel guilty about something. So like if I am resting, if I've got so much to do, I'm like trying to do all the laundry and the dishes and take care of all the kids, and all I want to do is take a nap. Guess what? I take a nap. But sometimes, occasionally, not all the time, sometimes I wake up from that nap and I'm like, feel a little guilty. I had a lot of stuff to do and I took a nap. You should never feel guilty. You should never feel guilty for taking care of yourself, or for anything else for that matter. If you really truly did something harmful to perpetrate against somebody else, feeling guilty doesn't do anything for you. if you have harmed somebody else and you feel guilty, you're just feeling sorry for yourself, and that's silly. If you've done something to harm somebody else, apologize and make it right, you know? But holding on to guilt is never helpful, whether you're guilty because somebody else put guilt on you or because you did something. Either way, it's just feeling sorry for yourself, and it's not in harmony with who you are. So do not allow yourself to feel guilt, especially in the arena of resting. Allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to move forward in the way that is helpful and appropriate to your body, your soul, your spirit. And the energy that moves you forward is storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. So I feel like hurricanes are real big energy, right? So it's like, you know, a couple weeks before the hurricane hits, it's building up and all the weather people are talking about it. They're giving this hurricane a name. They're giving it energy and attention. And then it hits. And then life is really crazy. And the hurricane can last, you know, 2 or 3 days, and it's just blowing through a whole state, and like everything is in turmoil. So it's like this whole buildup process, and then the actual event, and then nothing. Everything clears. People clean up the debris. They rebuild, and it's whatever. So this is a message to you that sometimes you have to take a little time to yourself, especially if you're going through times of chaos, especially that. When things are high energy and it feels like you don't have enough time to get everything done, it is more important to rest during those times than at any other time. So make sure that you are resting enough, Pip. Very important, very important. And so I'm going to go ahead and read for Ashely next. Hang on one second. I have to text my husband because I feel like my kids are doing something that they shouldn't. They're all knocking on the door and I'm streaming. Okay, I'm texting my husband, then we'll move on to next readings. Okay, so the next person I'm going to read for is Ashely, but really quick, let me get some water. I usually drink out of clear glasses. I am very particular about things, and a friend brought over these beautiful blue glasses, and the blue is so crystal clear and beautiful that it is like drinking from the clearest stream, ocean, or lake or something, and it's just a beautiful experience to use these blue glasses. And I know that might sound silly to anybody watching this, but I feel like you should be grateful for even the silly things in your life, even beautiful blue glasses that you drink water out of. So Ashely, let's go ahead and shuffle these cards, and I'm going to go ahead and pull a message for you. And Ashely asks, does LC current thoughts about me? I think that means, is this other person thinking about you? Let's see. Oh, no. The answer is no, LC. So, or Ashely, the answer is no. The energy that surrounds you is the evil queen. And the evil queen says, you deserve sugar, not salt. You deserve sugar, not salt. This person is salting you. Maybe you're already hurt, man. Maybe you've had a couple experiences before with love and they didn't end too good. And this person is just like, either they know consciously or subconsciously that you've been through a lot, and they're just sprinkling salt on your wounds. They're not nurturing you. They're not giving you sweetness. They're not giving you what you need, and you deserve all of the sweetness. So my message to you is go find something that is sweet to you and feed your body, feed your soul, nourish your spirit with that sweetness, and more sweetness will rise to meet you. But I don't think this person is it. And then the energy that moves you forward is called library. And this one says, library, take control of your own narrative. That's really super important. That's really super important. So is your narrative a definition of the past? Is it a definition of your past relationships or even your current relationships or other people that surround you? Or is your narrative about you? Is it about your power? Is it about your journey? Is it about your energy? Is it about all the things that you enjoy in life? If your narrative is not about the joy that you experience in life, I strongly suggest you sit with yourself and ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. I think maybe not all the time, but most of the time, maybe half the time, as much time as you can allocate, you should be focusing on your joy. You should be focusing on gratitude. You should be focusing on the things that feed you, that nourish you. And if you're focusing on all these other things that are causing salt and drama in your life, you're not focusing on this goodness. You're not focusing on what your life could be. So take control of your own narrative. Take control right now, today. Right now, today. Don't wait until tomorrow. And move forward in energy and alignment with yourself, with your soul, with your spirit. I think that that's very important. Take control of your own narrative and make it a joyful one. Alyssa comments, Well, real quick, Pinky commented and said, I'm grounding and shifting forward. Use sunbathe for 2 hours and walk barefoot in the grass, birds chirping. Yes. Thank you, Pinky, for taking care of yourself, and everybody else should do that as well. Everybody else should do that too. Amanda commented and said she made it. I'm so glad. It looks like Francis commented and said hello. If you'd like a reading, just go ahead and comment. Cassie says, thank you. You're very welcome. Oh, Pip says that explains a lot of things that are going on. You're very welcome. And Denise says, peace and blessings. Yes, Denise, I will get back to you as well. And so let's see. I forgot where I left off. I think we left off at Alyssa. So Alyssa, I'm going to go ahead and oh, I want that show. There we go. Anybody else still watching this live stream, feel free to comment and I will get you a reading. But I'm going to go ahead and pull these cards for Alyssa right now. And Alyssa says, I'd like to know when you see Jay trying to contact me. Hang on one second. Let me pull 2 cards and divine for this situation. Potion. Remember to practice self-love. I'll show you this. It's this little witch. She's like got her little hat, her little herbs, her little cauldron. She's just chilling and focusing on herself. I would venture to say, because this card is about self-love, that she is doing some sort of love spell, not for somebody else, but for herself. And so what I would say is focus on you, focus on your love, focus on knowing who you are. And the more that you focus on yourself, your own healing, your own self-love, the easier it is to attract that person into your life, whether it is that person you were thinking of or whether it is some other person. The energy that moves you forward is Evil Queen. This keeps on coming up, man, with all these relationship readings. I feel like it's a sign. So the Evil Queen, again, she says, you deserve sugar, not salt. You deserve sugar, not salt. So Alyssa, what this means is some people in your life are not treating you the way that you deserve to be treated. And so I think that it's time to maybe do a love spell, right? A self-love spell. You can look up any run-of-the-mill spell on, I don't know, what is that called? Pinterest. Or you can look up a blog or something like that, or you can do whatever you feel intuitively led to do. I think that love spells are done very well with pink candles or red candles. I love to work with candles. I think that that's wonderful. And you can dress your candles in essential oils, rose if you have it, or something else that you find pleasant and beautiful. And burn this candle and focus on all the love that you have felt all throughout many lifetimes, all throughout this lifetime, all throughout all of your connections, your friends, your partners, your lovers, your family. Focus on all of that love and focus on the love of all your ancestors. Do you know that there are literally millions of people that are standing behind you in the ancestor realm, that are there to love you, honor you, help you, support you? This is a strong message to reach out to the ancestors and also to practice self-love for yourself. Practice self-love for yourself. Do a love spell on yourself. I really recommend that. And see how that shifts and changes your energy. See what it does. See what it does. Okay, so Denise says, peace and blessings. Thank you, Denise. I appreciate you. And she says, what are Brad's current feelings for me? I don't want to get the Evil Queen again. I'm tired of that already. Let's see. We got 1. We got 2. Oh, okay. This is interesting, Denise. This is interesting. So the energy that surrounds you is the universe. And it says, we are all just stardust. Look at that. What this tells me, Denise, is that it's possible that this could be a connection for you. It is very strongly possible. But remember not to put this person up on a pedestal. We are all the same. We are all the same. You and I are the same. You and Brad are the same. Everybody is the same. This person is no better than you. They are no better than you. They are the same as you. So don't treat them up on a pedestal, or don't hold them up in such a high esteem. Okay. See this person as an equal, and this can be a really harmonious relationship for you, really harmonious. And the clarity card, the energy that moves you forward, is morning. And this says, the world awaits you. The world awaits you. So Denise, I would say that you have a world of opportunities that are expanding and reaching out to meet you. And I think that those might include Brad. So I think that that's really fun and harmonious. And hopefully that helps. Amanda said that she just visited her soon-to-be new house. I think she's under contract, or maybe she already signed contract. That's very interesting, Amanda, and I'm very happy to hear that. And I know that you've been searching for such a long time to find the perfect land, and I'm so glad that you found it. So let's go ahead and just do a general reading, pull some cards about what's next for you. What's next for Amanda? Oh, Amanda, this is, you know all of this already. This is a confirmation, affirmation, validation reading, okay? And so, Amanda, the energy that surrounds you is mourning. And again, this says, the world awaits you. The world awaits you. So there is nothing but opportunity ahead of you, opportunity and interesting times, You have the ability now to live this life that you have worked so hard to manifest. You've worked so hard to call it into your creation. I'm sure that you have spent countless hours in manifestation, meditation, ritual, calling this into life, bringing this into life, gestating it and giving birth to it. And you have given birth to a beautiful life, a beautiful opportunity, a wonderful connection, a wonderful community, a wonderful family. You have brought into life so many things, and all of that energy that you have allocated to your life is rising up to meet you. It is returning to you. You've put all of that information and that energy, that manifestation out there, and now it's time to reap what you have done. It's time to collect. It's time to collect on all of that spiritual treasure that you have been setting aside for yourself. I love it. And the energy that moves you forward is storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. And so what I would expect with this, Amanda, is things are going to be peaceable for some time. I would expect a period of at least 2 to 3, maybe even 5 years, like a long period of peace before any weird chaos starts to happen again. You know, chaos, it's minutia, it's whatever, it's flow, it's flux. It happens and we can't control it. But I would expect an extended period of peaceable times in your life, maybe even an improvement in health and that kind of thing. I feel like when you have your own space, you have your own land, you control your own lifestyle, you grow your own food, you're healthier than other people, like for sure, because you're more connected to the land and the land nurtures you as well. And so I bless you with that. I bless you with that, Amanda. That's wonderful. Pinky says, like, share, subscribe, enjoy, comment, support this channel. Thank you, Pinky. You're wonderful. And press the like button. Yes, press that like button. Do it. Okay, so Facebook user says, what deck did you get? This is Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. And I got this at the Spunky Cauldron. They do have an online shop that you can purchase from. And if you are in Oklahoma, they have a physical location off of Penn. I think it's like Penn, Danforth, Penn something. I don't know. It's off of Penn in Edmond, but it's beautiful. Amanda says she's loving these cards. They are wonderful. Denise says, right, and I have to remember that. And thank you for the clarity. Yes, Denise, you are very welcome, and I do hope that that helps. But I'm happy for you. I'm looking forward to that energy shift for you. Oh, Amanda says she's closing next week and should be moving in next month to her new house, her new land. Good for you, Amanda. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Shelley Marie says, hi. Hey, if you want a reading, feel free to comment. The High Priestess says, hello, new here. Can I ask? Feel free. Go for it. Shelley Marie says, anything for me. Yes. So let's go ahead and pull a couple cards for Shelley. Amanda says there was a rainbow when she got to her new house. Yes. See, that is like a promise. That is like beauty. That is like structure. That is like organization. That is like harmony. I love that for you, Amanda. I love that. And designer barbershop says, may I have something from the cards? Absolutely. Nope. I will not read for you. I'm sorry, designer. You're being silly. But let's go ahead and read for Shelley. Hang on, let me shuffle these cards for you, Shelley. Okay. Very good. Okay, Shelley, so I've never seen this card before. Hang on. This is a new deck, by the way. Ooh, okay, okay. So the energy that surrounds you, Shelley, is called potion. And we just pulled this card a second ago. And it's this lovely person who is creating some sort of spell or potion, cauldron. She's very comfortable. She's probably sitting in her own space, in her own room. She just looks absolutely lovely. And this says, remember to practice self-love. And so I feel like a lot of times in magic, we focus on shifting the outside world. And we focus on like, how can I get this new partner? How can I get this new job? How can I get this new house? How can I get this new car? How can I bring in this new thing into my life? And instead of shifting ourselves, we try to shift the outside world. I will tell you guys what, with magic, it is so easy to create shift in yourself, so easy to create shift and change in your life, in your own personal life, in your own personal experience, in your own body, so easy. because you control you. You have all of the energy surrounding you. You have all the energy creating clarity and creating understanding of who you really are and what you really want. You know yourself best. Absolutely, 100%. So make sure that you practice self-love, and make sure that you are also in an energy of taking care of yourself. That is very important. But you might also practice magic to love yourself more. Okay. And so that could be sex magic. Sex magic, a lot of people think, oh, it's got to be with a partner. It doesn't have to be. Sex magic can be with yourself. That is perfectly acceptable in my book. And also you can do love spells for yourself. These are things that you can do to make yourself feel more comfortable with yourself. Make yourself more comfortable with your skin, with your body, with your experience, with your life, with your traumas, with everything that you've experienced. I think that is very important to be comfortable with yourself. The more you're comfortable with yourself, the easier it is to shift yourself. The easier it is to shift yourself, the easier it is to shift the world around you. So once you learn how to shift yourself, it's so easy to shift everything else. I promise you that. So this is a very strong indication to me that now is the time to focus on yourself, maybe even in a magical perspective. And the energy that moves you forward is called garden. And it says something lovely will grow from this. And look at this. It's this lady. She's holding a magical rose. She's got some makeup on her face, and she's got a beautiful sword of truth in the background. And so this is about being truthful to yourself. And the more that you're truthful to yourself, more things grow and expand for you. So I really strongly feel like now is a time, like I said, especially in the magical world, like do magic for yourself, do shift for yourself, do meditation for yourself, and everything else shifts from you. And really beautiful things grow and expand from this. I feel like you are on the verge of something very interesting. I would say maybe you are going to help people or start a new project that is very beneficial either for yourself or for your community. Doesn't matter what, but you are creating shift in the world. In order to do that, you have to first create that shift in yourself. So like I said, I would practice a lot of self-love and do some of those things that we were mentioning before. Okay. Yeah, you're very welcome, everybody. I think I'm done reading for tonight, you guys. It has been 2 hours. So, oh no. Okay, I will read for High Priestess. Nope, a couple more people commented. Okay, I will read for High Priestess. I will read for Ivie. And then I will do a general reading for moving forward into next week. And that general reading is always really super fun. So stick around for that as well. But let's go ahead and... Can I get a love reading? For sure, for sure. Let's just ask about love and clarity in your life, High Priestess. And then we will go ahead and read for Ivie. Yes, beautiful. And then we'll do our general reading to close out the night. High Priestess says she is a Gemini, or they. Maybe you are a High Priestess, but a they. That's cool too. Cool. So, okay, High Priestess. The first card that I picked for you is called Sun. And it's called Paint the Sun Back into Your Sky. And let me show you what that card looks like. Look at how beautiful it is. This person is just sitting there painting, and it's very dark in this card. That's what I like to bring out about this card. It's very dark. Nothing is illuminated except for her face and her arms where she is working, right? And so sometimes the energy is about shifting yourself. Just like I said in that last reading, sometimes you have to make your own fun. Sometimes you have to make everything bright and sunny again, especially if the world has been very dark and grim for you in recent times. Oh, wow. And so you have 2 cards that talk about light. That's very interesting. So I would expect also with this theme that you're experiencing a lot of spiritual enlightenment, spiritual awakening, moving forward into higher energy with yourself. And so that's very good. Energy and alignment. But the energy card, the clarity that moves you forward is Lighthouse. Don't doubt your worth. And it's this person hanging this picture. It says, I am always enough. I am always enough. And again, it's called the Lighthouse. So I strongly feel like you are you are a lighthouse. You are a beacon. You are a beam of light to yourself, to humanity, to the community, to your family, to everybody that you touch. Some people are just like that. Some people are very brilliant. Some people, when they're in line at the store, everybody talks to them and tells them weird stories. I am one of those people. Like, I will be checking out at Walmart. Before the pandemic, I would have all of my children jumping off the cart and touching all the candy and toys in the impulse aisle. I'm checking out. I'm just trying to get through this day and check out with my groceries. And like all these people in the line are like telling me about their traumas. Like, my dog died. I had a terrible day. Nothing ever goes right for me. And I'm like, what did I do that I look like the safe person or the beacon for everybody else to unload their traumas on? it's okay. I am willing to be a wheelhouse, to open myself up energetically and let people dump on me so it can dump somewhere else. I'm just like, it goes right through me and I'm good with you sharing your stories. It's okay. But sometimes I have to wonder about that. Sometimes people are a beacon of light to other people, to other folks. So in this message, I want you to understand that this is a message of self-improvement. This is a message of enlightenment. So you have energy of enlightenment coming towards you. I don't know if this really correlates to love, but I really feel like maybe in the past you haven't been very affirmed in the arena of love, and you haven't been very well nurtured or nourished. And so now is the time to move forward out of that energy, and you're going to heal that for yourself. And I do feel like there's a possibility for new relationships in the future. I would say sometime between like maybe 6 months and 9 months in the future, like somewhere between then. And that there is a possibility for new people, new partners to enter into your life in that arena. But right now, the focus is on your own enlightenment, your own spiritual awareness, and understanding that you are this type of beacon for other people. And it is special. It is hard sometimes to deal with. Make sure that you practice a lot of grounding. Make sure that you practice a lot of energetic techniques that keep you whole while you are a beacon for other people, because sometimes the strongest people forget to take care of themselves. Sometimes the healers forget to heal themselves. Sometimes the readers forget to get readings for themselves. So make sure that you are taking care of yourself and taking care of your own alignment. But I do strongly feel like there is a potential partner that is waiting to meet you. It's just not right this second, which is okay. Now is the time to have a little bit of fun. So I hope that's helpful. And let's read for Ivie. Yes, High Priestess says she is working on herself and that it's true. Oh, I hope that's helpful. I hope that's helpful. And that High Priestess says she practiced manifestation and meditation. I think that's great. I think that's really great. I like meditation. Sometimes I don't do well. Like sometimes I'm not in a good headspace to meditate. And so if I'm not, I will light a candle and I will focus on the flame. And for some reason, that really helps me get into a quiet space. I really like that. Okay, Ivie, we will read for you, and then we will do a general reading looking into this weekend and into next week. Okay, Ivie, we've got one card for you. Ooh, wow. And we got a second card for you. All right, Ivie, someone is being abusive, violent, or what's the word? Incongruous. That's not the word. Somebody is not fitting with your energy. Somebody is not fitting with your needs. And they might be a little insidious, right? So I'm feeling like hardcore narcissist vibes where somebody in your life and your experience is outwardly to everybody else, they look like great. Like on paper, they're really great. They might even be like educated. They might have money or a job or something like that. But inwardly, they are being mean to you or abusive in some way. Or if it's not like straight up abusive, it's like they're throwing some shade or some salt. Like I said before, they are throwing something towards you, and it is not helpful to you. It is not beneficial to you. And it is time to move away from this person. You got the shark for your energy that surrounds you. And it says, swim away from this situation. So, and like I said, I could be off base on this, but I strongly feel like it's a person, maybe somebody with more like egoist or a narcissist tendencies, somebody that other people tend to really love. Maybe they have a lot of charisma, but they're doing you wrong. They're doing you wrong. So it's time to step away from that person. Put distance between that person as much as you can, however you can, as soon as you can, because it's not good for your soul. It's not good for your energy. It's not good for your alignment. And the energy that moves you forward, it's the me card again. Look, see? I'm so excited about this card. Oh, Ivie says this is a colleague. Good. Put distance between yourself and this colleague if it is at all possible. Oh, it's so much harder if this person is above you. Like if they're like a supervisor or a boss or something like that, that's really difficult. So if you are dealing with a narcissist and they're on the same level as you, they're like, you know, you both have the same type of job, just put distance between you and that person and only communicate with them when it is necessary. And there's something when you're dealing with narcissists, there's something called gray rocking. And that is like being a gray rock, like be so plain and uninteresting that they don't want to talk to you anymore. Because I feel like narcissists have like an addiction to emotional energy and like excitement. And it's just the shadow that they have, and whatever, they're people too. But sometimes it's good to put yourself a little bit of distance between them and make yourself seem uninteresting. So when they're like, hey, dude, how was your weekend? And what did you do? You're just like, oh, nothing. I just stayed home. And like give them as few worded answers as possible, the least information as possible, because I feel like these people try to use things against you. If this is a boss or somebody who is over you, I would say document everything. Narcissists are really good at gaslighting. So if you are doing the right things and this person is always nitpicking what you're doing or saying that you're not doing it right or trying to micromanage you, like document everything. And sometimes that feels a little wild and you're like, I'm starting to feel like I am crazy because I literally have to document every little thing that I do. But that's the best way to deal with narcissists. And I really do feel like people like that eventually either end up getting fired or they end up quitting. Their emotional energy and their physical energy is usually too unstable to hold positions for forever. Like usually sometimes they have some sort of downfall moment. You are her supervisor and she does everything you do. Oh my goodness. Okay, so if you're her supervisor, I would still say document everything, because sometimes people try to go to HR and things like that and do workarounds to get you in trouble. So document things as much as you can and still, like I said, put distance between you and that other person. Don't give them any personal information. Don't talk to them at all. If they ask you personal questions, like I said, like, what'd you do this weekend? Just like, no, nothing. I didn't do anything. Like just be really vague and stand away from that person as much as you can. And the energy that moves you forward is gold. And it says you don't need somebody else to fix you. So I strongly feel like this energy means that you know how to fix this problem. I would, like I said, document, keep documenting things. And when something comes up, when a problem does come up, when something unprofessional does come up, go to HR and you have all this documentation to, if you will, prove some of the things that are going on. So I strongly feel like that's going to be the best energy and the best way to move forward for you. And so I'm going to pull 2 more cards and we will do a general reading for everything that is going on. Everything that is going on this weekend and moving into next week. So this is going to give us a very good, clear picture on what we can expect moving forward. And so let me pull 1 card. Good. And let me pull a 2nd card. Very cool. Okay, so like I said, 2 days from now, April 29th, we are going to be moving into Mercury retrograde. A lot of people get scared about Mercury retrograde and they're like, the whole world's going to fall apart and, communication and technology is just going to disappear and there's going to be solar flares. Like everybody always comes up with like, the world is crashing down every time it's Mercury retrograde. And I don't believe that. I feel like people are sensationalist and they will tell you whatever they can to get clicks from you. Like they want you to click on their articles and their blogs and their videos and all that stuff. And it's so silly. But the world isn't going to fall apart during Mercury retrograde. I just feel like it's more time for introspection. And we've had a lot of emotional energy kind of popping up and, like causing trouble for a lot of people. So I would suggest that emotional energy will start off really strong in the Mercury retrograde period and that it will slow down and start to be more introspective, more healing, more rest oriented. Anime God says they were born in Mercury retrograde. Oh my goodness. So if you were born during Mercury retrograde, a lot of times you feel more power and more intuition and flow during Mercury retrograde. So I actually don't know if I was born in that. I don't even know how to check that. That's really super cool. But be nice to yourself during Mercury retrograde. Like I said, I feel like emotions could be high just with everything else that's going on in the world and the cycle of time and the flow of things. Emotional energy will be difficult to cut through. Like I said, the energy is very thick like mud. And so expect more of that, definitely. And so the card that I got that describes our situation for, going into this weekend and this next week is the mural. And that says, be your own first priority, right? We pulled this card a couple times during this reading. And so what this card means is that with emotional energy and tensions running high, you really need to focus on yourself. You really need to focus on your own balance. You need to focus on your own energy, focus on your own alignment, focus on those things. That is going to be really, really important for you. And that will help keep you in good energy and alignment. So please do put yourself first and try to allocate more time for rest and restoration for yourself. That's going to definitely benefit you very greatly. And then the energy that moves you forward is potion. And it says, remember to practice self-love. And so this is another card, and this is the clarity card. This is what moves us forward. So what moves us forward out of this thick, energetic, emotional energy? What moves us forward is self-love, right? And so what I would expect is for you to cry, for you to get into arguments, for some things to be a little emotionally unstable, but practice self-love and practice compassion. If you say something silly and it hurts somebody else or it hurts yourself, apologize. Apologize to yourself, apologize to the other person, own up to your mistakes, own up to your actions, but most of all, practice compassion. Be compassionate with yourself. We are all living through a pandemic. I feel like things are on the downswing with that, with everybody taking care of their health and with things changing. I think that that's really wonderful, but we still are living through a pandemic and things are really stressful in the world right now. A lot of people have lost their jobs. The economy is kind of tanking. So a lot of people are living in uncertain situations right now. And even if you're not in an uncertain situation, you're high vibing, sometimes that emotional energy from your communities and from everything that surrounds you can contaminate your own experience. It can make you feel really heavy. Sometimes the people that are empaths or that are emotionally sensitive, sometimes those people are the ones that need to shift and transmute energy for other people. And that is possible. That is possible. This is why we do ritual. This is why we do magic. This is why we do spells. This is why we light candles. We light candles so that we can transmute energy, especially emotional energy, especially circumstances and situations. We can do that. And not only for you, but for everybody else. So remember to practice self-love, remember to practice compassion, and remember to be kind to yourself most of all. So I hope that that was helpful for you guys. Remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. I will be live next Thursday for another Throat Punch Thursday. And again, for the next Dracania. I think that one's on June 7th. So I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day, guys.